I have had to stay off Nomadic because I've had too much to say, and the more I watched, the more pissed off I got, and so I just reflected and I thought I'm just getting snappy again. I'm getting fed up. I remember, well, let's just say I had no tolerance for divs, did I? I won't tolerate none at nonsense, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous what's happening. Absolutely ridiculous, and I could not take anymore. All this everyone's become a political expert, and it is driving me mad. When the truth is, they're very naive when it comes to politics. I'm not trying. That's not an insult. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. Evening, D-Wit. Good evening, Angry Man. Evening. Hi, welcome. JMR, welcome. Welcome, Lord Justice, Me Media. And that election, whilst a lot of tactical voting, absolutely. But everyone can tactically vote. It absolutely blows my mind that people is kicking off now on voting tactically when well, that's been forever in a case in families. That's always been the case. People would fall out with their own sons for not voting, let's say, for example, Labour. You know, people have divorced over this shit. So it's absolute bonkers. Absolute bonkers. But the problem is, I think 50% didn't vote. We thought, you know, and then, and we've predicted this Iran war. It's all been leading up to this. I remember predicting that this is what had happened, and it'll go on now for a long time. This will go on for a long time. But at home, it's driving me up the wall because I want to speak my truth, but people are getting so frustrated that you're against people when you're really not. You're looking forward to the summer and saying, look, guys, keep yourself out of jail because you are getting such a strong sense of confidence that there's nothing to back that confidence up with when you look around. There's nothing there to be so confident. I think you're getting trapped. Yes, Big Six, big up the wet wipes, he says. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I think people are walking into a big trap. The Advance party, that were a laugh, wasn't it? Advance. I mean, Paul Thorpe couldn't run away quick enough. He was long gone. He's seen about 60 votes. He's like, fuck that. You know he was going to put himself forward as a candidate. And he saw that and he went, I don't want no piece of that. And rightly so, because the support is not out there. It's just not. And it's what it is. It's horrible. Right, I've ranted. That's my take. Any questions? I'm happy to answer any questions and we'll put it to a panel. Hopefully we'll get some guests on, see what your take is. See where we end up. Let's knock the ads off. But if I'd have gone live last week, I'd have been much worse. So I had to just not do it. I'm just sorting the ads out. I feel like I've just had it, but that's all been probably on my mind all that for the last few weeks. So I've just said it like I do. And I hope it made sense to some people. Bugs for all. Yeah, you should. You absolutely should. Why not? I mean, if a plumber can get in, it's a big old joke if you ask me. I think the whole thing's it's sickening to watch. Welcome up, Average Idiot. Welcome.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. How's everybody doing?
I'm doing good. Good to have you on panel. Interested
yeah, just got pop up for 10 minutes.
I think you should run. I mean, for reform, I guess you should be getting involved with reform. Absolutely. You should, you should roll with it because it's like a coin toss. You could be a member of parliament on a coin toss just by following that fucking nonsense. I mean, it's crazy. Algorithms give a false sense in the world. This is what's driving me mad. This is what's doing me head in D-Wit. First, people were like, police accountability. Then it was now protesting. Now everyone's like political experts on right. Mental. But that's not to you, Reece. You are lined up perfectly for that role. And
I think that's probably what would dissuade me from doing it is, the whole imposter syndrome thing. I mean, who am I that anybody should vote for me or even listen to me, you know. And but then, like you say, you look at some of the
It's
politicians
not about that
and you
at the minute.
think,
It's a coin toss. It's craziness. It's not about the person. Not their achievements, their aspirations, what their morals are, their ethic. None of that seems to matter, mate. It's horrible.
like I say, you look at some of the politicians that are in Parliament at the moment, and you ask yourself the question, well, how the fuck did this person get elected?
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, she says, well, I'm not a politician. Well, no, I mean, I get that something like that, but I'm a plumber. And now we can't be too critical because we've said, well, we want people in, and I've argued with Vincent over this. I've took the position on purpose sometimes, but I've gone, nah, we want, real people. And we got a real person. I didn't quite like it. So interesting to see that, because I've always said they're the people we want in politics. They know what it's like. But it don't match up because there's not much they can do on their own, neither, is there?
I think you've got to, in this day and age, an independent is not getting elected. I mean, it happens few and far between, but there tend to be people that are running on the single issue things. You know, we had the Gaza politicians that have been elected. There's not really any sort of anyone that's coming with any fresh ideas. So even the likes of Reform, and I'm a Reform member, it is, especially with the influx of people making that transition over from the Conservatives over to Reform, it's Tory 2.0. And I do get the impression that if you've got the same people that were in power for 15 years and not changed, just because you've rebranded the party and it's under a different banner, does it mean that the policies are going to be any different? Are the ideas going to be any different? I don't think so.
No, they just want to make sure that they stay in the jobs, get the jobs back. This
is it, and that's what I find concerning. You know, you don't switch your convictions and your political compass because you put a different colour posy on.
See, they're already turning on Rupert Lowe at the DP. I already see it coming now. It's already starting. They're already starting on it. They'll turn on him. They'll character assassinate him. Watch, because they won't let it happen. I think
the Reform. I think what we've seen this week, though, is that the Green Party is going to be to the Labour Party what Reform is to the Conservative Party. So it's going to split that vote, and it's increasing the likelihood of us having essentially I think it's inevitable the next Parliament is going to be a hung Parliament. We'll have a coalition in power.
I think that's inevitable.
I don't think that there's anyone that's got the right sort of traction to take a landslide. We are so divided at the moment, and but what concerns me is not just, obviously, you might consider that the Reform Party politics are extreme on the right. I mean,
I don't think so.
They're a little bit further right. They're a little bit further right than the Conservatives. I'll be honest with you. The problem,
I think they are playing they're playing a very sensible game in that they know their only chance, and it's still, as that local election proved, it's still extremely close. So they have to hit that centre line as much as possible. And already, when they start using strong language like they have at Restore, then look what starts. They're well aware of the process. He knows what he's doing, and he's doing anything possible to get in power. Anything. And I think he will.
Originally, it was the Conservative Party that's losing votes to Reform, but this election's shown that the recent by-election has shown that there's Labour Party voters that are also going to Reform. So it's not just the people on the right. There's people that have traditionally left that are making that transition over. Especially the your typical white working class is voting Reform more than
You just might mute him
You know,
for a second. He's always got he's got some proper good gear as average idiot, so we just got to get it right. He's not got shit mics, but it's always crackly. I don't know why. I think it might just be a wire.
I'm on my phone.
Oh, you're on your phone. I think I fixed it anyway.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah, no, you're good.
But then you've got the Green Party, and honest to goodness, in some policies, Zach Polanski's got some pretty novel ideas that might be worth trying, but on other policies, the guy's a stark raving lunatic.
Who are you on about?
Zach Polanski with the Green Party, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's not going to happen. He's not going to become prime minister. I mean, I'll say that loudly.
He might not, but what he's doing is he's taking votes away from Labour, and Labour are already hemorrhaging votes towards reform.
See how strong Labour? What they're still secured. I could not near 11,000 votes, so they'll have took something from that. They'll have took something from that.
No, they dropped down to third in a seat where they had a 44,000 vote majority at the last election. It was a safe seat for them.
It's 100 years that's been a Labour seat. So of all tests, that were the one. So without how many times you hear Keir Starmer's a wanker, they have to take some positive from that they didn't get obliterated whilst they did, but it should have been a lot worse, shouldn't it? When I heard 10,000 votes, I went, what? So
no, I think it's a dismal result.
Yes, I'm not saying it, but it should have been 500,000, 1,250 votes.
I don't know. I mean, how many did the Tories get?
700. They lost the deposit. They didn't even get. They didn't get the minimum 500. That's right. They didn't get nothing. They got absolutely nothing. Yeah.
But from all accounts, what I've read and what I've heard, they didn't really campaign there. I mean, they put a candidate up, but they didn't campaign.
Oh no, I didn't. The campaign. They might as well have not bothered sending anyone. I didn't, but no, they wouldn't have campaigned. Yeah, I don't know. I see a lot of this restore, right, and people think, oh, why are you being negative? It's not about that. It's like looking at the political system we have in the UK and going, we've seen this so many times before, and the people that are saying these things to you know full well what they're up against, and I mean Rupert and the people around him. They know full well they've no chance. They know
I think
that.
the only way that a party like even Reform is going to get into power is in coalition, and I think that any coalition government is a really bad idea for the country.
No, it'll get done ever. Yeah, be wishy-washy and
exactly. I mean, look at the promises that the Lib Dems made before they went into coalition with the Conservative Party, about tuition fees, and then Nick Clegg backtracking on that. And you've got the situation now. You've got I work with a guy, that pays hundreds of pounds a month out of his wages goes to his tuition fees, and he's worse off for having been to university than myself, who hasn't been, purely and simply by he hasn't the degree that he got a degree in business, which should be a fairly steady degree, and chance of getting a decent job as a result of that.
Yeah, it should be.
But he's no better off than I am. In fact, he's underneath me. So he gets less.
They're saturated now. Place 200 classes sizes. It's insane. So yeah, I am good. This is what's been driving me mad this week, and DP is lining it right up. So I say we've got a rock and roll. Let's do this. Same to Dupes. I am the nemesis of this nonsense because what Donna says is bang on. I am not getting behind Rupert the farmer. I'm just not. I mean, how many people when you were at school were called Rupert Rees? Huh?
No one.
Rupert. No one. Rupert? Who calls Rupert? I'm not getting behind Farmer Rupert.
Even Nigel wasn't a common name.
You're absolutely bonkers. Rupert comes out and goes, deport, and everyone goes, restore. I've never seen no as ridiculous in my life. So I've never heard anyone called Rupert until now. Because, and I'll tell you why we've not, because it's a posh name. It's known to be, well, that's what it's associated with. Do you know what a Rupert is? A Rupert is a slang term for a shit officer in army.
Yeah.
You know, they go, oh, shut up, you Rupert. Because that's where it comes from.
Rupert the fucking bear, mate.
You know, and we're all supposed to go, oh, Farmer Rupert. I don't think Rupert don't give a shit. He don't even know about us. And it is what it is. But if anyone did know anyone at school called Rupert, let us know. Let us know.
But like I say, I think if I wasn't disillusioned with politics before, I'm certainly even more disillusioned now.
Oh, it's madness, mate. Absolute madness.
Do you think do you think, Jamie, and this is a serious question, do you think that the rise of these smaller parties, and let's be completely honest, yeah, the only reason that the smaller parties have been gaining traction is because the mainstream media have been paying attention to these parties. So the main, I think that the reason that these smaller parties are gaining in popularity and gaining in traction is because the ruling classes have realised that we see through the traditional two-party system in this country, and we realise that it's no choice at all; it's the uniparty. So by presenting us with two more different choices in, you know, Reform and the Greens, where it puts a lie to that uniparty.
I get it gives somewhere to go, but I think you overthink it. I think they're well aware of it, but the numbers have dwindled that much. Makes no difference. The successes to be had elsewhere. For example, in the last election, in the last local, when you see other local elections, I always think that advisors, and they've got some brilliant advisors, these parties, would have done it a long time ago. The first time people have been saying, you know, issues about community cohesion and other things, is it?
No, but I mean, the thing is, under our political system, in order to have any sort of clout in Parliament, it requires a majority. And if you split the vote by having two parties on the left and two parties on the right, neither of those parties are going to have a clear majority. However, you're giving people the illusion of choice. Oh, I'm not voting Labour because look at what they've done. I'm not voting Tory because look at what they've done.
I get you, right. I misunderstood you because you're saying yes, and it's so true. Whilst now there's limited power, in that situation it's even less because you've got a little bit on one side, a little bit on the other, because the vote's been split up that much. So the only winners are the ones that are wow.
And when push comes to shove, when it comes to getting a majority, Reform will get into bed with the Tories, and the Labour will get into bed with the Greens.
My whole thinking changed on the Tories after that abysmal result. Maybe I'm looking at it too soon, and we were in a Labour hotspot. We'll see, but I just can't write them off just because of the history and the people involved. And the same as Labour got all those seats, I'd expecting the true Blues for them still to come out and support Blue.
Well, I think that Tories have never done well in that particular seat, have they? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's been a Labour seat for 100 years. The Tories, you know, even though the Tories lost the deposit, you'd never expect them to do well anyway. And the biggest majority of people are going to be sat there thinking, well, a vote for Tory in that particular constituency is a wasted vote. At least vote for Reform because they might have a chance.
Yeah. And does reform need the Conservatives? This was my thinking. I thought they'd need it. That history, not only the history, but their experience, the spread across the country, the networking, the connections.
Yeah, that's why they voted in the doors to them to you know, all the defecting Tory MPs.
I never give it much thought, right, GC, on this by-election. I mean, it really bothered me a bit, that one, because I didn't give it too much thought, but no, I didn't ever see that coming. And it walked straight into what I've been saying, that the older generation are dying off, the younger generation all voting left. And I kept saying that because I thought that's how I kept seeing it going, but I didn't expect it for 1 minute that we would have a green pot. They never mentioned a tree or a leaf or a flower. Or the note about the ozone layer, mate. It was not to do with not. It was insane.
No, it's all about Gaza, isn't it?
It was about Gaza. They were campaigning in Urdu.
About Gaza?
About,
what the fuck is that got to do with British politics?
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
It's got nothing to do with our experience living in this country. British politics should be about what happens in Britain. It should. And you know,
we're all in at DP's comment. He's still triggered by Debbie's comment. He got to roll with it because I'm gonna let's go DP. Let's rock and roll. That's what I meant. It is crazy, and we got to let's do it. Let's make something out of it. Let's work with what we've got. This is the situation we're in, and I'll go Nemesis full on because, and I'm happy to be wrong. Not about that. It's about making the best of this now because otherwise it's get ridiculous. It's gonna everyone's just gonna start going falling out, and I'm not going to have that over this shit. So,
what do you think the escalation in the Middle East then?
But I think it's out of order. I think it's out of order. But again, I don't know. I do think it's totally out of order. I think we should leave them alone and stop butting his nose in. I don't know. It's too much of a task for them. It's always innocent people get killed, and then it'll cause further atrocities down the line. We've been here before with Iraq, so I was uncomfortable with it. Again, no United Nations discussion.
No.
They're saying they were in middle of negotiations. And I don't like the aggression, whilst I can see that if a world peace, if the argument is that I've always said Iran will be the war because they're assuming that Iran is at the center of it all. So if they're going to say, well, it's a big job if you get me, and that's probably what's happening.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I think that we, if we forget that war makes select certain people very, very rich,
yeah,
we forget that at his own peril.
Oh,
the military-industrial complex. Periodically, they have to have a war in order to be able to cycle through the munitions that they've got in the stockpiles, because they go out of date. And you know,
but wouldn't you be even more sick if they were trading last night? You know, like imagine people's families, and that's where the reporting should be getting done. Finding out, you know, what was being traded on before this was started. That'd prove absolute corruption.
Well, the shares for defence companies have gone through the roof in the past 6 months or so. And so all the warning signs have been there.
Not even started yet. Trump will 100% be getting out his new toys. He will.
Did you ever watch Bill Hicks?
Bill Hicks, I did not know.
Comedian back in the early 90s, so first Gulf War. And he did a sketch about how the American soldiers were sat there with basically a catalogue of all these different missiles and trying them out. You know what I mean? Oh, let's see what B-32 does. Press that button. Says here it destroys everything but the fillings in their teeth. But he was saying, what war makes money.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it does. It makes some people very, very, very rich. And then all you've got to do is look at the Second Gulf War to understand that the main part of the wealth that was generated by that wasn't even from the munitions. It was for the infrastructure rebuilding contracts that came afterwards, after they destroyed everything. Because that oil needed to keep flowing, and Iran's got a lot of oil, so they'll want to want to make sure that they protect those interests. And who do you think is going to get those contracts?
People that know, we've seen it. The lobbyists, the ones that are right. Oh, it's and DP, I strengthened my position with his local election because you saw how many votes Advance UK got, didn't you? It was laughable. The monster raving loony party beat them. The monster raving loony party. So they've positioned themselves on social media with their their team of advisors or something.
Yeah, but like I say, you've got to understand that the president.
Well, DP's saying here, you read his comment, what he's on about? He's saying that because of the impact of social media, Rupert Lowe's going to just walk into this number 10 position.
I think that DP's got to understand as well that the algorithm is going to be giving him basically what it thinks he wants to read and see. Therefore, he might think that the social media is saturated with information about Advance UK, but the rest of social media that doesn't have the same interests as him isn't going to be targeted by the algorithm in the same way. So they're not going to be exposed to the same information as he is.
I get it, Link. Right, let's get DeWitt on. And that's another great point. And I'd further say that the people who DeWitt says they're not fooled anymore, they're not buying it, they absolutely still are lapping it up. And a lot of people are out there just getting on with their lives, pretending to be someone they're not. And come voting day, they go, oh shit, I forgot. 50%, they're not give a shit.
Yeah.
Good evening, DeWitt. Good evening.
Hello, how's it going?
Hello, mate. Welcome up.
Evening, DeWitt.
Hello.
Yes. What's your thoughts, DeWitt? Where are we going? Are we going to world news or are we going to local elections?
I prefer stuff over here, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
but just even you two talk then, like about society as a whole and voting. What do you think the jobs of politicians? Look, it seems for the last 30 odd years, it's just a managed decline, if you know what I mean. We've got no industrial strategy or.
Oh, I think I disagree with that statement, DeWitt. The standard of living might have declined for the majority, for the working classes, but for the minority at the top of the pile, things have got much better.
He's on about the pull to select vote, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think.
I'm talking about society, but what's around us? Civil society, stuff that we paid for in the past. Like I've said before, like our economic boom was 59 to 71, and we invested. We built the motorways. That was our multiplier. Like NASA was a multiplier for America. For every pound they invested in the space race, I think they got between 7 and 18 back. You know what I mean? Ours was the motorways and factories. That's what was. It give us more work. We paid more taxes. We brought down the debt after the war. That's how we was able to pay it down. But we sold all our assets off, and now we've got no way of creating anything. You know, we're not. It's just a managed decline. The money's going upwards. Everything that we built for society has been sold off. So how do we price that? And look, how are we supposed to pay for social services if look, tax is just going to go more in it unless we give the government or local councils way to make money to pay for them services. Taxes are just going to get more expensive.
Or they look at the allocation of funds and waste and stop.
But they've been cutting for that. That's what I'm saying. It's managed to decline.
The first thing that they cut is the money. I know they go for the easy option.
Yeah, but that's because they've privatised everything, and the private is taking the profit out of it. If you know what I mean.
Don't be under any illusion, mate. The political system works really, really well for the people that it's designed to benefit.
Yeah, that's my. I've said that a lot.
But you support them people. You support that branch of society.
What
reforming for normal people?
No, that's not fair though, because that's like saying, and you turned your back on one that doesn't.
But who finances them? I'm not on about them as a thing. I'm on about like you're talking politics.
They've all become pissing it.
So who's supporting reform? Who supported the UK independence? The millionaires. It's about
biased people. But it's not fair to it. You can't. I don't think ever we should be looking at someone and pointing the finger and saying, "But you're supporting this party too because you."
Yeah, but if you support a party,
I would look at why people have made that turn. What have the, for example, Labour Party done, which were right there in working class communities? You know, they'd be there doing Christmas parties, and shit like that. So why have people had to make a turn to the billionaire?
But that's exactly who's paying. But the same people who are giving money. It's not the same people. It's the same branch of society. The people with money, they're supporting Labour as much as they are Reform. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think it was just 10 times worse.
It's disaster capitalism. They want disaster because they make money off it. You know what I mean? Then the crisis. It's a money thing.
I've said many times, DeWitt. So the problem with you saying you support those people that I don't.
Yeah, because if you're talking now, you'll call me.
I don't mean to talk over you while you're interrupting me, but just let me finish my point, and then you can. I've listened to you, and then you can put your point across. It's normally how a conversation works. So when you've said that I support millionaires, billionaires, and the people that are benefiting from it. And in some respects, you might be right in that I've stated that, you know, I'm a paid up member of the Reform Party, because at the time when I purchased that membership, I was that disillusioned with the two-party system. I was willing to try anything that's going to make a difference to the way that our political system works. However, over recent months and I think the influx of Tory MPs into the Reform Party has made me question my membership of the Reform Party, and I don't know whether or not I'm going to renew it, because it is just it's going to be Tory 2.0 and more of the same. Now, I've been saying for a long time that it's the system itself that doesn't work. It's the system itself that is capable of being corrupted. And if something is capable of being corrupted, then you can guarantee that it will be. That's what I have a problem with. But I personally, other than direct democracy, I can't see a way out of the present situation. I really can't. And like I said,
is where maybe time. Sorry,
but then, you know when I say that about support, it's just a realistic thing. It's not a criticism or anything. It's just the realistic thing of the people who we support, if you know what I mean.
See, I know that you have the perception that I'm right wing And
Well,
we've had many conversations over the years, DeWitt, and I've
Yeah.
demonstrated to you that in a lot of respects, my opinions are on the left, especially when it comes to when it comes to
I'm not talking on that personal level, Reese. I'm on a, you were on, you know, it's on about politically, and where you've gone politically, that they are supported by venture capitalists, aren't they? If you know what I mean.
It's saying you should know better. Saying you should know better based on your economic experience, knowing what they stand for.
Yeah,
that's what I'm picking up. And I'd say
Labour got the same people behind.
Yeah.
The thing I liked about Corbyn is the people that they didn't need them corporate people behind them because the money was coming from the members and unions. If you know what I mean.
So do you think that that's the case now? Who's supporting the Greens?
Again, it's also there's more.
Look at the money that Labour takes now.
But why is it's the managed? They're all when they get there. There's no power. It's just managed decline. They're getting less and less. No way to make
action.
And
the opportunity is there.
But then they've got taxes, don't they?
Yeah, but they're doing so the ability is there. There's a mass that Labour can do anything they want right now. They've got a majority, but they
can't.
Well, why?
Because they're governed by events, aren't they? If you know what I mean, they can do. They should
do. It's other shit up exactly. So it's all dictated. It's weird. It's a weird thing. They don't have like Monday morning coffee morning and say what should we get his teeth into this month. It's
but that's the Greens are saying something different, aren't they? If you know what I mean, on funding. They're everyone's still austerity. If you know what I mean. And again, if we don't invest in jobs. But the biggest thing is rent, and the rents are too high, so we need houses built. Either way, whether they start training kids now to build, to put them trades out, because we need people working. Like they reckon the immigration has gone down again, haven't they?
Oh,
we need people working, paying taxes. We're getting older.
That's buying into that same billionaire argument. You need what you say. We need work.
Don't you want? Like personally, I think
I want people to be content, and I don't want the suicide rate to be as they are. I don't want young men to be suicidal and hopeless. There's
that has to do with anime.
And all we hear is well, they just work will set them free and all this shit, and there's something much bigger and deeper going on with families and society than get them.
Yeah, but we have at the minute the work isn't there, is it? If you know what I mean.
That's the issue, you see, but it still gets pointed. That still gets pointed at as the reason.
I'm about the government creating work. The private companies ain't doing it. They've had 14 years to invest and to create that growth, but they're not. So we need Keynesianism, man. We need that investment by the state.
Services are worthy, but lenders on the money there. It's about what the priorities and they've got them. They've got all the talk, haven't they? Thank you for the gifted 5 memberships. Appreciate
the tax rates as well. It's 59 to 71. Probably the highest tax rates we had. It was after that they started coming down.
Can I raise a point?
Yes, mate.
Yeah.
So, you're of the opinion that the work isn't there, and that there's you admit yourself that there's massive swathes of our youth population without jobs, without homes. We've got an aging population now. Logic would state that as that population ages, some of the all of those people at some point are going to die, which is going to release property onto the market because people are going to die. Yeah.
So but they're not going to die at that rate, not for another decade or so. My decade would die younger than our parents, and then it'll start coming. Our parents have still got some time in them, and a couple of decades.
So essentially, the baby boomer generation is going to pass away, and the the population pyramid will adjust back to what would be considered to be a normal population distribution.
Not really, because most of them own their homes as well, don't they? So that's
so when they pass away, they'll pass their homes on to their children, who, if they own homes, then those homes will go on the market. Yeah. So
but that's nothing to do with creating new income for the government, now, is it? If the government's building,
I'm not talking about creating new income. I'm not talking about creating new income for the government at the moment. Just let me see my point through. So the like I said, the population will rectify, because if there's more availability of homes and rents go down as a result, and the house prices may well, if they don't go down, then, you know, by virtue of inflation, wages will catch up to make homes more affordable. You know,
what if that's
hang on, that's on the presupposition that you don't import a load of people in order to artificially suppress the wages. You know, if your natural demographic is low because reproduction rates are low, and the reason that reproduction rates are low, DeWitt, has got a lot to do with the fact that it's very difficult to have a large family when you've got sky high rents and sky high cost of living, because you're competing with so many people for the scarce resources that are available.
That doesn't help, but that's not the answer for
different debate. I'm going to let you carry on. I wouldn't know.
Sorry. So
no, we know the connection between birth rates. As a country gets richer,
yes, money
we have less kids, but we live longer.
So that's the reason why people are not having kids, because they're selfish, looking out for themselves more.
No, it's like the kids are like a life insurance when you get older.
I mean, they don't need to rely on the birth. So
when a country's poorer, the death rate during childbirth and infant death is higher. So you end up having to have more kids. You know what I mean? But as a country gets richer, the women get a choice of birth control. Both parents start working. They get more money. They realise they can give. They don't need as many. You know what I mean? They don't need that. They can control it. They can give. Normally 1, 2. You can give them a good living. You can educate them. You know what I mean. Give them a lot. But it happens in every country. I think there's only a couple of places. I think Israel's not on there, and a place in Utah, and that's because of the religious thing. But everywhere.
So you think that the solution to a decline in population is to increase the levels of poverty?
That's the thing, and it's to do with that. We get more education as well as the country gets richer, isn't it?
So,
would you say our education's getting better?
I would.
Our young see, have you got a bad opinion of our young when you see them? Do you think?
I've only got my my personal experience to draw on with this regard, and obviously my daughter's sharp as a tack. I think that
because what we see generally is on the internet and on the news and on telly of countrywide.
I think they're highly intelligent.
You've only seen outliers at that point, DeWitt. You're only ever going to see outliers in the media. You know what I mean?
It's an exaggeration
of society, because those are the ones that are drawing attention. It's your rank and file. The majority of, I can't say it unequivocally either way for the majority of young people, whether or not they're more intelligent than my generation was.
We can't even judge it exactly because it's so different. I was talking about this with my son yesterday, and Gaspipe puts it in there. The information age, it's all just right there. the thinking is going to be so different. But it's just going to be so. It's just so.
It's the atmosphere you're swimming in, if you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
my grandparents have got a lovely handwriting, much better than I ever had.
Oh,
If you know,
I mean, yeah.
but
When,
they wouldn't have said they was educated, if you know what I mean.
but they are not a stupid generation. They're extremely smart. But
They're smart for the environment that they swim in, if you know what I mean.
Hero Angry Ginge. Nomadic Brit sent a massive $100 super chat. Nomadic, thank you so much, mate. Thank you.
Big
He
up,
says
Nomad.
DP coming. Hopefully so. It's coming up shortly. I think your DA's been badgering him saying, get on panel, get on panel.
Yeah,
offside-
I'm actually going to have to. I'm going to have to cut this short, gentlemen, because I've got work in morning. And
the work in the morning.
yeah, I've had a couple of nights burning candle at both ends. Unfortunately, I went to a concert on Thursday, and it was like 2:00 in the morning when I got back. So, but hey, I tell you what, you'd like that band, DeWitt.
Who's that?
What band?
A band called Grandson.
Grantham.
Grandson.
Oh, grandson. It sounds familiar, actually.
Yeah, they're an American sort of protest rock band, but they're very on the left.
Very on. He's being facetious here about some left wing band.
No. Honestly, I like them enough to go to pay for 2 tickets to go and watch a concert.
No, I'll take that back then. Yeah, if you bought tickets.
And I bought merch as well for Faith. You know, so I put my money where my mouth was. I quite like it.
I bet Faith introduced you to this band. Has she got a tattoo
No,
on her band's name?
They're tiny
done
over
me
here.
twice. He's done me
tiny.
twice.
Nobody, hardly anybody's heard of them over here. I were exposed to them when I were in America.
Oh wow. Well, Big Six is it, and he says he's got his analysis here. He says, "Nah, they're shite, proper shite."
Now,
So
I tell you what,
America.
that concert rocked. The atmosphere in there was incredible. They got the crowd going. They were a mosh pit. They were crowd surfing. It was a rock concert. Mate. It were a good concert. Like I say, I don't necessarily agree with all the views that they expressed in the music.
Yeah.
As a band goes, you know, they've got the it's rock music, but there's like a little bit almost D&B in with it as well. You know what I mean? The sort of synth sounds going on. I really enjoy it, but like you should give them. There's one that I really like, and I know you play it on your intros, but no, you don't play this song. You play music on your intros, don't you? So cue one up for cue up blood in the water.
Try and remind me one day. Think if I forget, so I will. DP, welcome. Good to have you up, mate.
Big up, DP.
Big up.
Yeah, big up. I watched one of yours earlier.
See that one?
Rocks or something, one of your mates.
Yeah.
You fucking chased after him. I'm like, nah, fuck that.
Nah, he hit the lad with a stick, and then this lad just switched on him and chased him.
He fucking threw a brick at him or something. What I watched.
Yeah, and then I've just dropped another video today, the full video where the lad contacted me that hit with a stick and sent me his footage because he seen us rowing over the road and started filming.
Oh, I didn't click that.
What happened was when he hits him with a stick, the lad, my body cam went off and ran out of memory. The lad turns around and just chasing him up the road, trying to boost his legs to stop him.
Does it feel different when you're out there to how, like a year ago? It looks different. I'm going to ask Mike same because when I'm watching these videos now, there's something looks different.
Yeah, that's why I'm being more careful. Like when the big protests, be more sensible. Don't.
It's a little bit more than that though as well. It's something off. There's just something very different about it all. It's just it's like a turning point.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rev. Thank you, love. Appreciate it.
I'm just interested in the summer, man, because you know the last 2 summers, will we have it again like it's going to go? You know, because you got to remember with the process as well. All it takes is some of them awful attack things to happen. And they can
exactly. That's how you won't catch me at one. No, it's not going to happen.
And then the protest will flare back up again, things like that. and I think it's going to continue for now.
No,
And I know the left or right.
I also like a gamble, but
I don't think if they don't give a lot of this country upset about the immigration, the illegal immigration, the mass immigration. If they don't give them something, it's just going to continue. The tensions rising, people being pissed off.
But every time they keep giving them something, the people don't want it because they don't vote. So they can't want it that much because every time they get every time they get an option to vote for this, that's been going on for decades. There's been so many different parties that have tried similar rhetoric.
Yeah, but they haven't, have they? The last 10, 15 years, they've ramped the number
now that
immigration. They haven't tried. They've fucking done the opposite of what the public have asked.
No, but that's because the other parties didn't get the votes.
Anyway, I'm going to shoot, boys. Thanks for having us on.
That is right.
Voting is the scam. His argument says it's like it's set up in such a way that you need to have not only support, but it has to be national support. If it's not national support, you're not going to get enough seats, which makes it impossible, which means you're controlled, sat back on your own or with a mate or two. That's it.
Well, I think in the political environment with people that are interested in voting and stuff, a lot of the centre's crumbled away. That's why the Greens have come. It's not just the right and parties that have come prominent like Reform. It's the Greens. The Greens were nothing themselves 2-3 years ago. Labour and Tories have fucked themselves. Like hard.
I still don't fully understand it, and I'm going to
be votes split both sides, isn't there?
I think it's different to that, DP. I think we've misunderstood the feel of the nation, of a younger nation. We've really misunderstood that totally. I think, and I maybe might not be as strong as in that election, but I've heard for so long, the young ones all vote Green. They all, none of them buy this right wing shite. None of them are buying none of it. Trust.
No, there is a lot of there's a lot. I've started to notice, right, from when I started the channel doing protests to now, there's way more youngsters on the right turning up to these protests that are 16, 17, 18, mate. Loads.
Right.
Loads are coming to the things, yeah. In
Because
the street, when we're
parents
filming and that, people stopping us. It's that even that is split at that age group now with the left and right. You normally say over the years, most kids will start off left and then a lot turn right as they get older, right? That has always been the normal thing. I've always felt it's been like, but that's changing now. And I'm not saying it's not even left or right. They're all started off quite extreme left or extreme right, more towards the. You know what I'm saying? Them ends.
They've been influenced by social media.
But on both sides,
more than politicians, aren't they? Really, it's like you've got Andrew Tate. I'm thinking off the top of my head, he's influenced a lot of the young minds to be, but I don't think he's made them vote either way. He's made them not give a shit about voting. You know, they just think they're interested, won't care.
And Starmer's shown that the people like the uni parties, like Labour, they don't give a shit about the left or right because he's a flip-flop cunt. He managed to go and piss off both sides. Jesus Christ.
It's
so that's why I think these people are naturally leaning towards a more left party if they're left or a more right party if they're right leaning instead of going for your Tories or your Labour. But then it's like, why is it getting like this?
Can I just say thank you, Rev? Rev says she made a mistake, wanted to buy Buddha Digital one too. It's not possible to buy memberships for other people. When you see that happen, it's totally random. You can only purchase gifted memberships, and it's 100% random. I can't control it. No one can choose. So I appreciate it, Rev, but you can't do that. You can only do random ones. So when you do see it, people have not, just picked people and missed others out. That, you know what I mean? It is just random. Any comments in the chat? It's great to have DP on, D-Wits on. Clash of political views.
Have you seen? Yeah, me and David definitely. Have you seen it? But no hard feelings. Have
He's not political. Is he?
Have you seen that just gone viral was going to do a video about me, but then he put it behind his.
I had seen you post his picture, and he's in gym and that bit beefing up. I seen that.
Have you not seen him? He put the video out today, yeah, that he was going to do about me, but put it behind his membership.
I did not know. Haven't you got to make you so you can't even see it?
You need to watch it, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Like just completely admitted it's a clout chase.
Hey, I heard what they say. They talk about you to stay relevant or something. Oh, there's just something in it. Whatever.
Yeah, so obviously when channels have done all right the last couple of weeks, and then your name starts popping up loads of places more. It's just one of them.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's so I have to learn quickly. It won't quickly. What it do with and still.
And I need to answer GC in the comments. So GC AB wasn't with the lefties. He infiltrated them.
I don't. What are you on about? Oh, you going on that in comments? Well, let's do it.
So GC was saying AB was stood with the lefties.
Yeah.
AB went and stood with the lefties before they clocked who he was and kicked him out, and he was stood with us.
Right.
So GC was saying he was stood with the lefties filming UDP and that with the lefties and that.
He went and so he goes to Whitechapel and fired it all up, didn't he? He fired up Whitechapel. And then day after YouTubers turn up when everyone's on guard, so it all kicks off.
Yeah.
And AB's still there. He's there, captured it all. He's a legend.
No, he spoke to me and I was like, "Oh yeah, do you see what happened?" He goes, "Yeah. I said to him, go to the mosque." And then I was like, he was like, and then I start getting these things through little young Bob. And I was like, for fuck's sake.
I mean, how people
say to him, "Do you want me to come with you?"
It's how people let him take that. I think it's despicable, but he should have also realised. Not many give a shit, do they, DP? That you see.
Do you know what? With it, I had the opinion right where wives should be able to go and do it. You young Bob, don't go stand outside a mosque in Whitechapel, being too.
Oh no, he should still. No, I don't say that. No, I don't agree. I mean, that's for his safety.
Yeah, safety wise.
If he'd been not on his own, it might not have happened like it did because there were a crowd. It makes it a bit different. No, I don't think there's all.
Yeah, but it's risky business.
It's disingenuous, isn't it? It's disingenuous. He's not just a kid with a phone. He's there with a kid with a phone there to create content.
And who he is known, isn't it? Like, and he's.
No, it's just the whole. As soon as you're creating content, anyone's got the right to film. But creating content, it changed the parameters, and any jury would see it that way. If you got stopped from just filming, you're not creating content. No jury is going to say anything. As soon as there's an issue there, a jury will look. If anything could be presented at that point, and I don't think most people who do live coverage would pass a jury test. You wouldn't. Well, you break too many crimes. You wouldn't pass a jury test. Live on air. Live free used to do the same, and he thought, nothing will hurt me. He pushed it, and you will keep pushing it because the algorithm.
Inadmissible's the word, isn't it, DP? You can't show all that. I think he's saying that they'll see 5 minutes of one of your videos and go.
No, they'll see him breaking the law. That'll be the thing, because when they charge him, they'll charge him with the bit where he's broke the law.
But he's telling people to smash the video, he's not breaking law.
That video don't exist. I don't know what you're going on about.
It's intense, isn't it?
I didn't say
so you don't think people who don't like auditors, you don't think they're recording and they don't pass it on? You don't think people possibly lose videos on and they've done the same thing?
Yeah, it shouldn't be like that, but it has got disgustingly dangerous.
But the auditors are just as bad. Live free than just as bad to other people. DP just as bad. They're there, and it's on purpose. That's what I'm saying. It's disingenuous to say they're just reporters or they're just.
When did I ever say that? This is where you get me wrong. This is where you get me 100% wrong, and I have never said that. At the beginning, I was like trying to do it, didn't know what was going on. Independent, tried to give both sides. Now I stand with the right. I'm more of an activist. I say my opinions. It's there for content, cause, and money, and I own that shit. I ain't
Yeah.
like all these
Yeah,
ones
but,
going.
yeah, but there's been no change. That's always been the way. Yeah, the only thing that's changed is
I don't deny that, Dewitt, like everyone else. I own it. Do you know what I mean?
no. That's only recently though. You've only
been
accepted
a
it
while.
recently that you're on the right with the racists,
No,
and you do put racist material out. You know, we know when you went to the New Year's thing and you're taking photos of black people and Asian people, and you're saying this is the problem with the country. These are the problems.
I said that immigration's asked. Look, yeah, I stated some observation. You don't like it, but a lot of people do.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. No, it's
Wrong
not.
with that, though. Well, I
It's-
don't
it's-
want you to
it's-
fight. I don't want you to fight. So we're going to just jump in and say, I don't think he said out racist. I want to defend him
Yeah,
and
we're
say,
racist.
Yeah, well, I think it was racist.
Well, yeah, I
It's
know.
just
but
my
yeah,
opinion.
fair enough. Well, that's what it is though these days, isn't it? I feel like it's got to. The word's been used so much and so loosely that for me now, I'm racist. Yeah, in your opinion, and that's what it is.
No.
Because
The words change. The words change for you. The words change for you because it affects you.
No,
It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed for me. Okay, what's a racist to you then? What's a racist to you? Well, I know what a racist to me is. I'm happy with the definition, the dictionary definition. But what's a
Somebody
racist
can
to
use derogatory terms to go out their way to intentionally hurt someone's feelings, yeah, or to
No,
not. allow them
well,
to
I
do
wouldn't even
certain
say,
things.
well, that
Where
it's
do I
about
do that?
superiority, DP. It's not. No, it's about thinking you're superior to others, and DP definitely doesn't think he
No.
is superior to
He
others.
does though, because he thinks that immigrants are the problem to the country.
No, I think flooding the country with up to 1 million foreigners every fucking year on net is dangerous when it comes to things like infrastructure, comes to things like tribalism coming out in humans, because we
Yeah,
do
but-
clash. You want to admit?
but-
I know you
yeah,
always sit there
yeah.
thinking the world.
I know enough to know I don't know enough, BP. You think you're a genius who knows everything. We don't know what it takes to run the country. But the country needs people working, right? If we haven't got the people trained, it's okay saying we can train people. If we haven't got people
That's what
trained,
you want to do. You want to solve our
Do you-
issues by going the easy route and replacing us with immigrants rather than going to the core routes. Why aren't our kids getting jobs and working? Why are we not getting our own employed off it? That's the cause. We're not doing our social due diligence.
because them jobs don't pay enough for our kids. Our kids don't want to do that. They want to be doing YouTube, making videos like you. Why don't you go and work in a home?
I think that's disingenuous thinking, to be honest. Like, why?
No, but that's the truth of what's happening. That's the truth. The jobs are there for them to do. No, but the jobs are there for them to do. The jobs are there, but we are having to bring, and like, because of what Labour have done with the immigration thing, them numbers are shot right
That
down.
might all be true, Dewitt, right? But it don't make it right. Well, it's like prioritising economic success over, like we talked about before, happiness.
But it's money. But that's what I'm saying. It's money.
Yeah, but I'm just giving another opinion why people are like, yeah, even though that might all be true, and DP could be fully aware that, oh, we could have all these immigrants and we're going to get so rich we'll be rolling in gold. But that's not fair if we still can't get doctors, schools, hospitals. There's still something going wrong in society.
It doesn't feel like people are benefiting.
It's like benefiting.
The governments have no longer got any assets, right? So they're relying on tax intake to pay down debt. And
so we should just be like, all right, Sam, then everyone can just come here. We'll all pay people to come here. We'll all suffer, and the rich people get richer. This is where I don't get the paradox with the lefties as well.
Again, that's not what's happening.
We have got control. People with money.
We've got controlled immigration. You might not like the numbers that are coming, but that's controlled. That's the number that they've needed. Again,
it's like we need doctors and nurses. Why can't we just bring the doctors and nurses? Why do we need to bring over hundreds of thousands of migrants a year? Couldn't we just import the doctors and nurses we need, or the skilled workers? Like
because of the different sectors, we haven't
trained our own already.
But that's a lot of our thing is private business. Why aren't private businesses doing it? That's what I'm saying. It's okay to train the governments, but they're not doing the training. They don't own the companies to train.
Well, let's make them do the training. Let's make them do the training by stop being lazy and do it, replacing that.
And how do you pay for that training?
Well,
on your right wing, how do you pay for that training?
There is probably things
Yeah,
you
but
can do. Like you can
no,
probably
but this
stop worrying about
this
stupid shit.
is where your Dunning Kruger thing comes in. You keep saying we can do this, can do that, but there's no economy behind it. At least with the left, they're saying how they pay for that. If you know what I mean, it's creating money.
Way more people in, and just doesn't matter if it doesn't matter.
No, it's not. It's not to do with bringing numbers in. It's to do with having an economy that where we work. We need more of our own workers. But if some of our workers aren't doing them jobs, we need to fill them because they're
Why are we
important.
not doing the job? Why are we not figuring out why these people are not doing jobs and then coming up with solutions to get them into work, to get them working, so we don't need to replace them?
Because
You look at how many people leave school with 5 GCSEs. Shocking.
yeah, but then people who are coming here to work are paying to work as well. They're paying for visas to work and then paying taxes.
There's a lot that
They're
are
not-
coming though, and then are not doing that. So them ones can all obviously. Why are we doing that? In the first
How many of them? You keep like that. You've come up with
numbers are
them. A lot of them are doing.
right here, but I watch a lot of stuff, and I know that the numbers
So-
are high. And they
Yeah, so,
yeah.
but it's not though. You're in a bubble. You see what your bubble wants you to see. That's it.
So 25% of the entire nation's social housing goes to foreigners. 47% of London's goes to foreigners. Yes, this is a fact.
Again. But how many of them are council housing? How many private?
Actual social housing stocks,
Well, high school.
which is a lot, right?
Now again, I don't know the figures, so I'd have to look into it. I wouldn't trust your figures.
Well, obviously not. Of course you wouldn't.
Again, because you're politically illiterate.
That house would likely be housed in some sort of housing.
Well, the
which
thing
would
is, well, you know,
Yeah, but they can afford to pay the higher rents in London, can't they? If they were.
What you got to understand is as well is that the priority side of things is because when you go into the homeless register to pick priority for housing, things like how much family connection have you got. For foreigners when they come here, it's far easier for them to probably go, well, I don't know anyone, I'm just going to end up on the streets, and then they go higher to the priority list.
They'll go on more priority than someone who hasn't got no points, obviously.
But
When I first left school, I went to the council for a place, but they wouldn't give me anywhere. I didn't have enough finger. Later in life, I had to go there, and it was different. Things had happened, and they treat you differently. But it's to me, that's just a system about equality, and a whole system. If you've got a point, you're going to get more treated different, better than someone who hasn't got any points. That's just the system, if you know what I mean. But I don't think I should be treated any. Do you think you should be treated any different to an immigrant?
I mean, I got smashed around the head with something the other week, pissing out with blood. Went to the hospital, and they mean what's going to make me wait 20 hours. I don't know. I don't think it's worth bringing immigrants in because it's fucked anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but again, that a nice anecdote, even, but it's not. It don't bear anything to reality. That's happened to you on that day. Shit happens, you know what I mean? And I'm sure and if that was true, I think you'd have had footage of it anyway. You'd have had footage. You'd have filmed 20 hours in the finger. I think that's just YouTube.
No, listen, because I got through 5 hours, right? And I was like, yeah, how long have I got to wait? 15 hours? And I was like, fuck this. And just went home. Probably shouldn't have, but.
That is pretty disgraceful, though, isn't it? 15 hours, head injury still not being seen. 15 hours. And you know that you got lucky there, right? You see 40 hours and 50, 60 hours and corridors for 3 days.
Yeah, it's not good, is it?
No, you see people having heart attacks and they're like, oh, still not being seen. You're like, you what? He's having a heart attack, mate.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's who they was probably dealing with, and not people who have gone out and filmed themselves being.
Oh, come on! Stop being disingenuous. Not talking about the fucking.
The problem is, it's that
absolutely no, but that is the thing, isn't it? If you know what I mean, he's not.
You don't like the content. You're an anti.
He's had a hit on the head, right? He's talking. He's talking enough to do a live, if you know what I mean. So he's not as.
So where do you go? When
but he's not as risk as someone who's having a heart attack.
There as well in car. Coppers took him.
Yeah, but he's not having a heart attack, is he? you don't know who's gone in that night, do you?
Yeah,
You don't
we
know.
waited 15 hours for minor injuries unit, even worse.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. You never know what's gone before you. I had one the other day. It fell
It's
down
gonna
the stairs.
really start the year back, Diamond. You're right.
And I think he was there about 2.5 hours, but he thought he was going to be there.
5 hours, I was there. And then he said,
It is down to when you go and what's happened that day, and who's before you, and that's just.
it was like 1 in
that's
the
just-
morning as well, and it was still that long.
Oh, Flora, sorry. Yeah, why didn't you go private, DP? Why didn't you go private? Bloody hell. Well, how would you even go private? What would you do?
Wouldn't even know how to do it. Yeah, like,
I want you like 999. Private, mate.
private,
Do you know what I am?
private, yeah. I think there is.
See, I'd get rid of all private healthcare while there's the long waiting list. I think if you've got a long waiting list and you've got a private healthcare, there's something wrong, if you know what I mean. Like we bowed out.
About the NHS, I was moaning about the state of it because it's fucking fucked because of 20 hours. It's a good thing, the NHS, but not the states, and is it?
Well, yeah, but that's what I was saying. We're paying more to third parties.
Oh yeah, I know all of that shit. Yeah, I don't agree with that.
That is a fair point.
We're paying more money, and they're doing more work, but there's more money going out.
Why didn't we invest in research in our own medicines? We have loads of fucking research charities that do things in other treatments. Why didn't the NHS do their own thing years ago? The government's sick. We've let stupid politicians ruin everything.
Because the people that you follow, the politics that you follow, are venture capitalists. They move their capital. That's the whole point of their thing. They like crisis. They make money when there's crisis. That's what Brexit was about. They create a crisis. They made a lot of money, and we're still
You can have
suffering.
capitalism. We've still have elements of socialism. You just got to have people in power, not fucktards. You can still have capitalism and then have important infrastructure in healthcare.
Capitalism is the best way to create money, and it's a good way of we've found the best way to barter money with cash.
Do you know there's a poem from like the 30s, and the guy talks about this in what the poem says basically. What it basically says is back then, right? The only sort of interaction and the average man in England would probably have with the government is going to the fucking post office. Now they've got their hands in fucking everything we do. And it was, do you know what I mean?
Do you know who done the post office? Who started the post office?
Oh, but he's on about there's a political approach, isn't there? You can either have your hands in everything, or
just let people get on with it.
But we know from that era, the 30s in America, and over here, because of the war and everything, they had a what you call it,
what business
depression.
is it of theirs to be
Depression.
controlling pretty much anything that we do?
Right.
None.
Yeah, but if the government either gives money to create work and to create assets, or they don't, and everything goes to pot. And that's the Keynes, and John Maynard Keynes, and that's what we did. That's what America did. America built reservoirs, universities. But it needs government investments, if you know what I mean. Like they borrowed the money from the market.
If that's the case, if the government had become, then that would support, for example, Vega's argument that it's no good having Pauline the plumber in Parliament or whatever, because what good, they don't know about economics. You need specialists if that's the case, elected. It's no good having Tom, Dick and Harry to be making these decisions.
There is a state.
Well, that's what used to happen with politics. People, leaders of the communities, leaders in special fields.
But that's because it was supposed to be about the people getting what they need and want.
It used to be a vocation,
locally.
Career.
No, it's never been like that. There's two forms of system. There's two forms of system. There's a state that runs the country. There's stuff behind it, the foreign policy. You know what I mean? The state has got the police, the army, everything's behind it. Government changes, and it is that split, if you know what I mean. So that any government can come in, but they've still got to work with the same state. There's still things that they have to follow.
Right, let me ask you a very serious question, DeWitt. Yeah, just blunt as fuck as well. Yeah, there's lots of pissed off white people in this country. How are you going to appease them?
I don't appease racists. And the people who are pissed off are racist. I don't appease racists.
Ignore them. They're just going to keep getting more and more. What's
but
happening?
they've always,
I'm not going to lie to you. Racism's on the right, yeah,
again,
because the resentment's on the right. How are you solving it? How are you
I
solving it?
don't have to.
What's the
They'll do
solution?
what they all. Again,
No,
if
but
you're
you
going to
can't, innit? What's the solution? Help us
You've,
out here.
you've asked the question and you won't let me answer. You're going to let me answer.
No.
I don't care about racists. They'll sort themselves out. They'll do what they always do. The people like you, the stupid people, let them down, and you're probably the best thing for the left people, if you know what I mean. Because you scare the centrists off the right, if you know what I mean. So I'm always happy that right people are there. I'm happy to see them protesting and that. Because they always overstep. If you look from the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, go and look for the archives of right wing marches, and you'll see the same marches, the same thing, probably more violent than if
So
anything.
you're saying that all the people in the country,
I'm not saying that.
annoyed
No, I'm not
about
saying
immigration are racist.
No, I'm not. You didn't ask me that question about immigration. You said all the white people. There's a lot of people who are pissed off with immigration who aren't white.
Yeah.
The people who are
I'm
racist.
saying that.
Again, that's what I'm saying. But I know you're a racist because you always bring it round to race. But there's people who aren't white and they're pissed off with immigration.
Yes, I know there's a crossover. I was just being fucking generalising on it. A lot of the fucking
Because you always do. Because it always comes back to race, and that's how I know you're a racist.
Wow.
Because it always comes back to race. I don't use words like willy-nilly. Like I say, to me, I'm using the old term of word race. You look at the dictionary. That's the definition of. I don't know the definition.
If you go in Pakistani communities, when I were working at Sittings Advice, for example, I go in and we chit chat.
Loads of races.
You know what they say? The Polish are coming over here taking all our jobs.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Any colour can be racist. It's not just down to white people. Yeah. Racist is all over. There's the black racist, Asian racist.
No, I wasn't making that point. They weren't being racist. They were just talking about problems in communities that people look on and then you have the billionaires blaming, and then he's eating your cookie and everyone's fighting.
But that's what it is, isn't it? It is. It's not. It's a. I think Einstein said our common sense is just prejudices we build up before we're 18, and I think that makes sense, if you know what I mean. Look, they're not my enemy. Immigrants aren't my enemy. They're coming here but the ones that aren't working.
They're people's enemies. That's where you get it wrong. Why does it have to be about hate for others but loving ourselves?
Because I believe in equality. Do you think a government should treat anyone differently?
But they don't. Oh, actually, to be fair,
do you think?
I want them to treat us differently to, like, say, someone who's not from here. Like, say, if I go to America, I'm not afforded all the same rights as an American.
Yeah.
But
as a holiday
I would be a visitor. I'd have had to have asked to go. Fair enough. Granted permission, respect the rules, laws, blah, 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 and leave when told to do so. If not, face the consequence. That's the rules.
Yeah, that's not here.
That's exactly the same rules here.
You're a racist if you have these opinions here.
No, I call racist. I call bigots.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know how many countries in the world are nationalists as well? It's ridiculous. There's a Bangladeshi fucking MP, right, councillor down in fucking what's it called, Whitechapel. She's here all going on about diversity and running for the most nationalist party in Bangladesh.
Yeah, I don't like nationalists. I don't like nationalists.
The hypocrisy is there, isn't it? So we have to by one way, but everywhere around the world, it's Palestine for Palestinians, but we can't. If we say England for English, we're fucking racist for it. It's mad.
Israel for the Israelis.
Zach Belansky, Greenland for the Greenlands, like, and then you're getting all them memes going. Well.
Well, I mean, yes, but look at the situation. Look at it now. Forever and you're not the first to say these things, but it's too late. The thing is, the society is not the same as it ever was. It has changed beyond recognition in the terms of demographics, and that's over.
Look, immigration, we wouldn't have had the knowledge that we had. You know that when we wouldn't have that. we wouldn't have had that investment. Because the people weren't investing in our communities. Birmingham,
I just believe we should be
Coventry.
allowed to have our own destiny more, and the government shouldn't have to fucking dig into it. Why did the people for years? A lot of the people were like, "No, we don't want immigration. We want you to slow it down."
Who do you think?
What is
Who
it?
do you think? Who do you think built all the factories in Coventry? Who do you think built all?
Why are people a bit annoyed? It's not just about the fact that the mass immigration's happened now and the numbers are high. People asked against it. What do you think? People are stupid and don't sit there and go, "Hold on a minute, you piss takers." I made a joke in one of my videos, going, "Oh, why don't we just do what Ali G did in the film? Just bring all the fit birds and just taking the piss, bit of comedy for the viewers."
Whoa, get you arrested.
No, but I think about it, but honestly, and then in that moment, I had a little light bulb go from my head, going, "Fucking hell, that is pop culture being talking about immigration." What was that? 2003. Here we are in 2025. It's still going on.
That's
no
what
wonder loads of people are
exactly.
pissed off and upset.
And it will be, and even before that, it's been forever. And it's as if.
But then add on top of that, Jamie, since Blair, they've ramped the numbers up. Like I showed
Good
the woman.
evening, Jamie. Is that you?
I was at a protest.
Yes, good evening, Mark. Are we live, Mark?
Yes, we're live.
In Warwick.
What is
Good
it?
evening,
23.
pal. I'm going to bring Big G on as well at the same time.
I'm just going to get a drink.
Good evening.
Hold on a minute, let me say something. So then this old lady, she goes, "Immigration's about 50,000 a year." I goes, "No, it isn't." I goes, "Let me actually get the government stats up." So net migration in the last 5 years added to the nation, when we've got all these problems like housing crisis, if the government website says, I think it's 3.5 to 4 million people. Oh no, but it's not an issue. Even she was shocked.
No, it's not that it's an issue, right? So DeWitt's position is yes, but there'd be a much deeper and bigger issue should these numbers not be here, because the economic system.
Oh,
would
so
just
then, right? Well, don't worry about the economic system. Let's keep that going, yeah. But
but that connects everything, DeWitt. It's like that's what's propping everything up.
Yeah, he said it. Yeah, but then also what's not propping it up is people's feelings and getting annoyed and upset in the nation. You've got to keep your people happy at the same time. There's still a balance. We're not just an economic zone.
Yep.
We're a people.
Big G, we're live. Is that you?
Yeah, mate, we're live. 2340.
We're live. Yes, welcome.
All right, Big G. I've never spoke to Big G. How you doing?
Hey, yo, NK, how are you?
I'm all right, bruv. I'm all right, mate. Yeah, all good.
Big up stuff.
How you going, DP? Nice to meet you the other day.
Hey, did you know that Mark Kelly's in I've got a feature with Mark Kelly in the video. You know that?
Yeah, it was a pleasure to meet him, mate.
Yeah, he's in the Averstone video.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, of course. You were getting battered, weren't you? Did anyone get battered? I know you were just protecting your phone. You were like, my phone.
It was a bit mad, yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy day.
That's what he did when he beat me.
You were getting pushed about at one point, weren't you?
Yeah. Fittingly, Mark bumped into me arguing with a copper.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny.
This is the Atherstone ball game for anyone that doesn't know, where they all just fight over some ball and win a tenner, and it's like crazy.
Yeah.
Well, it was a sack of gold coins by, I think it was King John, threw them out the window in 825 years ago, and they battered shit out at each other then, and they've been doing it ever since.
Oh, a few gold coins, I might be game, but a tenner.
It is me, Jamie.
Hey, Jukes, welcome up, love, welcome.
Jukes.
All right.
What's the topic?
DeWitt, I just wanted to ask you one question. You said Brexit was about what? You said economics. No response.
He's muted up now. He's having a break.
Okay, well, he said it was about economics, and the whole country voted for Brexit, and it was completely about mass migration, nothing else.
100%. Well, I know not 100%. I take that back. 80%, maybe
80%,
because
well,
for a lot of people it were a bit of
me.
an FU to the system, feeling that people have been left behind, and they were a bit more of a feeling at the time for me than just immigration.
Jamie,
let me
tell you,
sovereignty. That's what it was.
Let me tell you, Jamie, what happened
yes,
is,
a lot of it was immigration, and 350 million.
Just before the vote, Bulgaria and Romania, they got into the EU, so they were basically allowed in, and then they were saying, well,
Turkey's joining as well.
Turkey's joining next, and because of the mass migration, people decided, right, enough's enough. They were conned, of
but
course.
When Paul did want I remember we talked about it, right, and when people were polled, it were a different issue. It were feeling not connected or same as always, just ignored, left, not having a voice. The first time being given a voice, go against the grain regardless. And that seemed to be the main, it was just like, no matter what, fuck you.
Well, Jamie, listen, I was in Germany at the time when Brexit was voted. And just after I went to Germany and I was in a bar one evening and I met some German businessmen and solicitors, and they were going, why Brexit? And I said, it's completely to do with mass migration. Yeah, but the financial, and I went, listen, I don't think the British people are worried about the financial side of things. They're worried about mass migration. And it's becoming more and more and more and more each year, where towns are not looking like they was 10 years ago. This is why they voted for Brexit. And these Germans argued with me all night. They argued with me all night about the financial side of it. And I said, the British people are not worried about the financial side of it. They're worried about the mass migration.
The rapid demographic change is really is a concern. I know the left don't want to hear it, but for a lot of people, it is a thing, whether they like it or not. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people will keep it private and they'll have those feelings and you won't hear it. A lot of people are afraid to speak those feelings. Doesn't mean they don't have them.
Like, it's been going on for over 20 years now.
Yeah, mate.
20 years.
I've heard of, but there's a lot of people blaming the people, or
blaming the people, it's blaming the government for doing it.
Didn't vote, and
you know what I mean?
Well, then it's about time that a leader were found who can inspire people to get off their arse and vote, and maybe we find someone who can have some charisma and connect with people, and not just expect people to just get on board with these people just because of their loose lips or strong statements. Some people can see past it, or they're like, hang on a minute, we've been here before. So it's about the person putting himself forward more than the people. You need people that they're not stupid, are they?
I think they are.
Can I answer that question?
Because if they don't
go ahead,
and the Greens get in,
I was listening.
You'll end up with your heads lobbed off soon, or your daughter's raped. But that's all right.
Whoa!
Just went. Go ahead, Dee. What you saying?
I didn't say the people. I was on about the people who back, but the people behind Brexit, the people behind Boris, people behind Farage. They're the finances. They're the adventure capitalists.
Well, listen,
they're the ones that make money. But that's when I was on about that. That's what me and Reece was on about. Was talking politics behind.
Me and you, as you don't agree on anything. But at the end of the day, I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is what the people voted for.
Yeah,
and that was the message.
Oh yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They never fought.
It's been ignored now.
There was no economic thing.
Listen, Brexit was 2016, so it's a decade now. It's been ignored. Yeah. In fact, they've added more and more and more.
Yeah,
so it's about time.
As well.
No, that's because you was told that you could control it, and Brexit was never going to be able to control the numbers. It would just control who they brought in.
Well, no, they didn't say that.
If we hadn't had Brexit, we'd have had the same numbers coming in, but they'd have just come from Europe.
So none of it's got anything to do with Brexit. If you go and watch Connor Tomlinson, who breaks down exactly what we've got a repeal to get ourselves to a status quo where we can actually send these people out, you'll find that it all leads back to Tony Blair, basically.
Yep, Tony Blair was the cause of all of this. He opened the floodgates, let too many people in all at once. If we had a steady migration like we used to have, I'm no racist. The last time that immigration worked was the Indians, the 1960s. And then since Tony Blair got into power, opened the floodgates, it wasn't controlled. It was just literally let every Tom, Dick and Harry come in.
It's all the policies that he did as well that sort of shored up the civil servants into positions where they can't get sacked. And all of the stuff to do with the judicial system, where the judges have more power than the people in Parliament. There's a lot of other legislations that need to be repealed, as well as the ECHR.
Jokes, what a breath of fresh air to see an outsider come in and take a win in that election. What did you think?
What did I think?
Mm.
I thought that Manchester people were very lazy, that they don't understand the danger they've put themselves in, that when things go wrong in the future, I'm not going to have a lot of sympathy. And, you know, it's sad to see that people are so, I don't want to use the word daft because that's insulting people in a way that I don't
uninspired, uninspired.
Resigned to the fact that they actually sit there and think that basically we don't care, we're just letting Islamist party in, basically, and not knowing enough about politics.
A Muslim party.
There we go.
Right, and I will, because what I've seen is what happened to Iran.
Muslim party, yes.
What I've seen is what has happened to Iran, and it's a blueprint that they use. Yeah. So I used to always, when I was younger, for example, you know, you had the Greenham Common lot, and you had the Monster Raving Loony Party, and you had all this free love, and then you had the Greens that sort of come along, and they were meant to be peace, love, and net zero, and we love the plants, and all this kind of stuff. And somewhere along the way, all of a sudden, it's we're growing Muslims and caliphates, and I don't know what happened.
Well, I don't know if it's as strong as that. I mean, you could overthink it. It might just be a case that they're in a high Muslim area, so if they want to engage with as many people as possible, because I saw them literally campaigning in Urdu on videos, and I thought, actually, that seems ridiculous in an English election. But
it shouldn't even be allowed. If people are here that need to be spoken to in Urdu, then they should.
But then I was thinking about it, and I thought, but if they want to encourage the most votes, then that would be sensible, and every party would do that.
Or they just go to the imam, and the imam tells them all to vote, who to vote for, and that's what normally happens. That's why we have a problem potentially with postal voting.
Yeah, but Jamie,
churches never did that.
I would think someone might have been you or someone criticising this family voting or something, and I'm thinking people have got divorced over voting different before. People have. That's how it is. It used to be worse. I mean, you had the whole factories turning up and voting for the Labour Union because he was being boss for 10 years.
Yeah, but the idea is they can put pressure on you. You get in the voting booth. Your family can't see you tick. You tick the box you really want.
No, but that don't matter. But that's not the point. Wouldn't it be? It's normal that you're likely to be influenced by your family where you vote. My point is when the parties even started, the whole factories would be like voting for the same guys. The whole estates, they'd be like estate voting. Imagine now, it'd be like the whole estate were voting. Well, it's
like a non-issue. For losers, the people who lose, it is like a.
I heard it, and I'm thinking, family voting. What the hell? Are they
I've got no objection to people in Manchester giving their pants blouses away to Islamists if that's what they really want to do for themselves. I've got no objection to people in Manchester ending up losing benefit money because they want to give free benefit money away to these immigrants if that's what they want.
That says more about you than the people of Manchester, though.
No, it's not. That's what the Greens are campaigning on. They're going to give away housing. They're going to. Their policies are that they're going to accept all asylum seekers, no problem. Even if they're rejected, no problem. They'll give them a council house, and they will give them money to live on, and there will be no requirement to go to work. Whilst British citizens that live in Manchester will be required to go to work. You want that two-tier system? That's up to you. I don't care.
No, this is where you're being really unfair towards anyone and everyone really who's got a different opinion to you. It's really, really, really unfair because people might be looking at the whole system and thinking, hang on a minute, it's just impossible. It's like, what are you even suggesting? Where's the specifics? We go on about Rupert. Where's the specifics? What? Has he even got a day one? It's just
he has. He's written out.
But all of us, all this open inspiration for people on this Rupert guy. But
if you need to change the law to stop someone, it's something wrong, man. If the only way
hopefully this is where the battle will lie, right? Open borders, Green Party versus deportations, fucking Rupert Lowe. Look at
again. No one's ever said open borders.
Well, the Green Party.
The Green Party.
Control migration is not open borders. Like you think there's open borders now?
They have signs saying it, open borders. They want open borders. They want to legalise all drugs, including heroin,
Well,
crack.
Yeah.
In all
whatever.
honesty,
That's just a health issue, isn't it? They want to make it a health issue, not a
And
crime
also,
issue.
don't overthink the by-election. This is George Galloway were elected in the by-election. He were out when it mattered. When it mattered in the national, he were gone. And very likely that'll be the same again in that constituency. Well, maybe not with the publicity, but it'll be close again.
Well, she's done a lot of work against gambling in her community, and that, hasn't she? And the saving
all
her.
right, then that's it. Muslims.
Well, I think that's a massive issue, and she does. I mean, I didn't know she'd done
Yeah,
that. I
Sharia
just heard she
free
were a
black
plumber.
Yeah, and they're also
Rescues Brian. To the racists want to turn it around race and that, but I ain't bothered about race.
Why are the Greens using Gaza and thingy as a campaign tool? Oh yeah, to get the Muslim vote. What the?
No, because a lot of people are bothered about the Gaza vote.
Free Palestine.
You don't have to be Muslim or Asian to care about the Gaza vote.
No, but they've used it to get the Muslim vote. They know what they're doing.
The one thing I don't think they should have done, that they done what Labour done. They used a picture of Moses.
Voting on another country or any.
I'll come back later. Sorry. See you later. Take care.
Yeah, go on. Bye. Off you go. Why are we voting on any country that's outside of this country at general council elections? What's going on?
Exactly.
When
Exactly,
did
Joe.
people become so stupid that they didn't realise that the local councils are meant to work for local issues?
Mental, innit?
Absolutely mental. It wasn't a council election. We're not to do it council.
Oh, it was a by-election. Okay, I was going to say I thought it was just a council election.
What goes on in Gaza? I don't want to know about it. You know,
before about this. I mean, about the Rupert situation. I think what's the path to victory? Do people know what has to be achieved to get there?
Well, I can tell you what I think needs to happen, Jamie. And you know, I've said this numerous times. The people in the UK, there's too many people in the UK for this island. I'm all for immigration if their infrastructure's there.
Yeah.
There's no infrastructure.
Rupert Lowe, let's say his number one policy is, all that's getting achieved. It's all written down on bullet points. Everyone's getting deported or whatever it's worded as. Fair enough. But how's he going to get into the position of becoming prime minister? So his first task is how many candidates is he going to need? How many candidates does he need for his first election? How many will he need to find?
Well, we're a first past the post system, don't we? So it will need something. I can't remember how many total MPs there is. Is there something like 600?
It's like 40 odd, and I'm sure he'll get them in
40 odd. Jokes is in with 40 odd. Anyone else? 40 odd?
I think there's more than that. I think there's about 600 and something, isn't there? MP.
Yeah, if he was to get a thingy, but to have some sort of decent standing, you know.
Yeah.
Right, 650.
The
so he needs
minimalist amount it would
put
be
a candidate in every seat, 650. So
he would not only need the majority. So you know what's half of 650?
325 to get a majority. So he needs to have. So what maximise his chances? He needs 650 seats. That's works. So it's the candidates that are selected from his members. He's got 100,000 members. Then he's got to win 325 seats.
Yeah, I think you can do that in 3 years.
He can do that in 3 years.
Yeah, and I don't think you need a candidate in every seat.
No, you wouldn't. No, you do it
strategy.
The problem that you do have though, even if you got to power with less seats, is the bills that you create. You've still got to get them through Parliament, and you've still got to get them through the House of Lords.
That's it. But the first stage is getting and all these parties for centuries have been trying to do this.
Well, I don't think the Greens are going to
each of these constituencies
get into general election yet.
So in the general, so they've been trying to secure the most votes in these elections forever, and you look at the past voting and patterns and statistics will show you that victory happens down the middle. When people go one way or another strongly, well, as we saw in this last election with similar
We've never had
parties
a
to
time
us.
period like this. Never
Not
happened.
anyone's interested. These are in northern towns where there should be some support, shouldn't there? That's why Paul Thorpe's legged it.
Like I say, if Birmingham needs 300 and odd, because like I say, trying to get anything through the House, any bills
Paul
of what
was
he
never-
wants to do, you know, the vote as a House.
Paul Thorpe was never Restore.
No,
No,
he was that party that got less votes than Monster Raving Looney Party.
Advanced.
Yeah, I
He
don't
was
even know why
advanced.
they put a candidate up for that. That was ridiculous. I don't know why they did that.
But the thing is, the biggest plus for me for Rupert Law, and he said it time and time again, is not a career politician. This is what we need to break. This is what Tony Blair created, was this bubble of Westminster and this career politicians, right? Being a politician's a vocation.
Went wrong, mate, though, you know, because that's if they'd have put Andy Burnham in that seat, they very likely would have won.
Oh yeah. That was an oversight by a massive oversight by Starmer. That, but he was fearing that Burnham would get the seat and he would challenge him for PM, and that's why he wouldn't allow him to.
Before himself, he'd have got a lot of credit for doing so. I think.
You're
right.
Well, yeah, this whole concept of career politicians, man. Honestly, it boils my piss. Being a politician's a vocation. It's not a job. You got to want to do it for the people.
I agree. That's why I've got so much respect for Rupert Lowe, who gives all his wages away to charity every month. And,
that's like
and
I've
also,
heard that saying. Though. You could say that is like buying. I mean,
no, I think that's a really good position to have. And I think also to say that he was going to do a grooming inquiry and then do it is like remarkable.
Nah. Well, it won't win me vote just because he gives to charity.
But I did want to ask.
A report, right, on Rich and those in high positions and why they give to these charities and stuff. And
I don't care. He's still giving his money away to
not
charity,
which
is a lot more than a lot of other people do.
North Sea Energy.
No, most people just keep that private. They don't tell it on telly that I give to charity like I Rupert. They keep it to themselves because it's like, you know.
I'm not sure that it was him that came out and said
percentage
that.
of their wages every month, but they're not on TV telling everyone.
Yeah, maybe.
They do. It's in religion.
Yeah, but for me, I'm not bothered if that's true or not.
It's
I still
true.
think it doesn't take away from the fact that he gives his wages away. But I did want to ask, I don't know if it was the bloke that left or the guy up there, because I can't see the name. Sorry for is it Mossad?
Sorry, I'll take it down. It's Big G.
Big G. When people say that if the infrastructure's there, then it's okay, we don't mind having all this immigration levels. I beg to differ. I don't think it's got anything. I mean, yeah, the infrastructure makes it harder for all of us when it comes to doctors, nurses, housing, schooling, and living comfortable like that. But I think the biggest threat at the moment is safety issues. And it really annoys me that so many people are overlooking it.
Yeah, we have got the best security services in the world. They are going to remain no matter who is in place, and their heads will, you know,
they'll be spinning.
Yeah, we've got some of the best security, and
I looked at them. So the illegal migrants, I always thought of this. What about this hidden cost that no one even thinks about? Every single one of them boats lands, MI5 and that, I've probably got to look at every single one of them, try and fucking figure out who they are in case they're one of them certain individuals. And like these people that work in that service probably have a lot of money. Imagine the money
every day.
Yeah, imagine the money it costs in civil service wages to look into these people.
They announced it the other day, DP. MI5 have currently got 10,000, just Muslims, 10,000 Muslims on their active list.
No, it's 40,000, mate.
So on their active list. So they are keeping an eye on 40,000 Muslims.
Oh, they're not keeping an eye on them. That's why they keep fucking doing what they do. And at the end of the day, what about the low-level stuff? Well, listen, this is really, really annoying me. Do people not really understand just how much the sexual abuse of innocent civilians has gone up?
we are dropped down. We've slowly but surely become from a high trust society to a low trust society as the years have gone by. Yeah.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
And whether that's the stats or whatever, there, people do feel that. A lot of people, but people talk about it all the time.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So when people come along and they keep telling me about how the cost of living's gone up, or if we had more infrastructure, it'd be okay. No, it wouldn't. These people understand the world in a completely different way to us. They're vengeful. They've got politics that is against a lot of people. Not all of them, granted, not all of them, but enough of them that actually they're harming us.
I think there's the problem, though, when you talk like that, it comes across as, well, potentially racist if you stereotyping all people anymore, because of
Jamie. I couldn't care less
that's
anymore.
how it comes across if that's what you're saying, all, and then you'll say,
I know I'm not a racist. I know
I wouldn't suggest you are. Obviously, it'd be ridiculous to do that.
Yeah,
what I think it is it's about the problem is all this what's going on now is a long conversation because it's a melting pot of loads of different problems. It's not one thing. It's economic.
No, I don't want to go through it. To reword it, it's only a matter of words, because I think Jukes is talking about. It is a difficult conversation to have, but one that I will. Right, it is. That is also something as well. Your countries, it's in here, and if that's what is it. I
don't think I'm racist to point out that this country, the citizens of this country, are in danger because of policies where they've aided, and it is hundreds and hundreds of men. Yeah.
Oh, I went on a different topic altogether then. So.
Oh, there's not, the world's full of, do you know what I mean? Like loads of, it's like, oh, white men's the racist, but the people are racist all around the world against each other. People fight around the world over it still. Pakistan and the Indians, they fucking hate each other. They're wild racist to each other. I don't know if you're aware.
Well, it's not about race, is it? It's a war that's gone on for a long, long time between the countries, and
this happens all around the world in places. You know what I mean? These people hate them people.
Yeah, but DP, I'd be just as worried if it was Europeans. If it was people from mainland Europe coming in, the amount of men that's been coming in the last 5-10 years.
Yeah, the numbers are
right. The amount and the fact that it's predominantly men.
Yeah, but you're just talking
and the fact that so many sexual attacks that have increased can be directly linked to these people. Yeah, I would be just as angry.
Oh, the representational stats that are out there, if you look for certain ethnic people from certain groups, especially when it comes to illegal migration, they don't look pretty. And what you can say what you want, but Denmark and Germany, the government's actually released their stats, and obviously with the Afghans, for example, 10 times more likely to commit an SA crime, and that was the government saying it from Denmark and Germany.
Well, that's what I thought you were talking about, that the people's
representation, they know hate to everyone else, but if that's an issue, then you ain't coming anymore. Sorry.
It's just the line between what's right and wrong. It's not that some people even think that it's wrong, and then that's used as a defense. So do you get me, Joe? So you're saying that, and then when it's used as a defense, you go, well, and I agree, it shouldn't even be a defense. But I remember. And that's what comes up, isn't it?
And that's what we need to change. And that's why Rupert Lowe's looked into all the stuff to change it all and to stop it. And I think that's what we need to do right now. We need to stop.
That's just a bit too basic for a lot of people. Like Rupert Lowe's going to change it and stop it. That is not enough.
No,
he goes into the articles. He actually. Connor Tomlinson does a really good breakdown. He tells you every single article, what they stand for, why they need to be removed, because what direct impact they've had on the society, etc., etc. So there is a good video out there that breaks it all down. And I can't remember all of them. I'm not that smart. I haven't got that kind of memory. But it is all there. It is all broken down. And what I will tell you is this much: we need to do something. Because we can't.
But if you've read it, can't you just summarise it for us now? What you're going to do? If you've read it and it's all there, can't you just summarise it?
No, there's so
he's
many
going to work from the crime
articles.
stats. He's going to work down from the nations that are representationally at the highest of the list of the crime stats. Them nations, it's going to be a lot more difficult for them to get entry into the nation. Obviously, with the illegal immigration, he's going to try and stop things with that straight away, like Sarah.
So he's going to adjust immigration rules. That seems sensible, yeah.
Yeah.
No, not immigration rules, entry rules.
Well, yeah, but more of a towards a point system with it. Like, I'm sorry, there's nations where no hate to it. This isn't about hating individuals. You got to look, forget that. Big picture wise. So, say for instance, the Somalians, the representation for crime in London, they're off the charts compared to other groups, right? So yeah, so you're going to stop these people coming in. No hate to you, but you can't come anymore because of the other people. That's no hate. That's just protecting ourselves. It's not always about hating others.
Right.
So
That's just one small part of it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. And then you've got the ones that where if you've got people coming from certain places and they're representationally, they're not really giving into the economy and they're just taking, benefits in social housing, all that. When there is certain places where this is the case, right, we have to look hard and deep at you. He did also state, though, where we can make acceptances. Say, for instance, a Somali who comes here, does really successful, becomes a doctor. Well, yeah, we can discriminate and say, yeah, we'll keep these ones that have become skilled workers. That was what immigration was meant to be in the first place. Yeah, it's harsh and it's tough what he's saying, but it's all written down in there. There's a big plan. That's just a snippet of what he said.
Yeah, so actually it was a lot more detailed than that. So basically,
yeah, obviously, I'm not going to
basically they've got to remove some of the ECHR. Well, they've got to get rid of it altogether and then put their own sort of like rules in for this country. They still believe in maintaining some of the rights that we had before the Equalities Act 2010. So you still would get rights, so you can't be discriminated upon, but it wouldn't go to the levels of 2010.
DEI
and all the other stuff that leads to DEI, which is other articles, but I can't remember their numbers now. But there's certain things that shore up. I think there's an Article 46 of the ECHR that basically says that the judgments of their courts overrules anything. So that's why we've got to remove that. We've also got to look at the civil servants and we've got to repeal the acts that gave them all of the stuff, all of the legislation that means that, they can't be removed from their positions. We also need to...
That must be about the right to family life. I think that's where it usually becomes a critical issue.
Well, yes, and he showed some cases where why it's impeded and why it needs to be removed and what could replace it to try and make it fairer. So they're not saying right they want to take all this away and everybody ends up with no rights and they want brown people or black people or white people treated differently. They're not saying that at all. But what they are saying is that we need to look after British citizens, British people. We need to look after British people and make sure that they're safe and that we work in the interests of all people and not just minorities. So, they want to get rid of all this positive discrimination, like this DEI. They want to make sure that there's implementations to get people back into work. They go into that a lot. They want to make sure that there's people are still looked after if they really do need to be looked after. They go into that. There's loads of things they go into.
It'd have been better not falling out with Farage because that's it. He'd have had a.
Nah, Farage is a fucking coward. I'm sorry, he's a fucking coward.
He might be. He might be that.
Some of the shit he's said.
He might be that, but he might also.
He'll lose
No,
the
this
public.
is his final chance, and
it's his final chance. But is that because he's always been a fuck up? And probably,
I think he's had 5 failed attempts at trying to become an MP, maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah, he's a fuck up. He always fails at the final hurdles.
I think he's likely to win a few places at the local elections because I don't think that Rupert Lowe's going to be ready to stand people.
I think after over 3 years, Dupes, Rupert can
in May
follow up most of a lot of.
But when it comes to the general election, I'm hoping that Rupert Lowe's
Farage is becoming the New York Uni Party, just a teal-coloured version of it. But Rupert's offering an actual right-wing party. That's the difference.
It might be more than 5. It could be more than 5. He giggles whenever anyone mentions it because it's a lot. And And who would have ever thought that he'd get in this position? No one saw this coming. A lot when he were in Europe, for example, that he'd be in position to lead a party. No one saw that. To a victory.
I just want people to realise that they do need to vote, and if you're on the right, get out and vote. It doesn't matter who you vote for.
I think everyone should absolutely vote, but I think people have already decided, and they'll say.
I think they should make it mandatory that you've got to
Stop the votes. I'm voting reform. A lot of people will say, "Oh, I've had enough of them. I'm going with reform."
But people keep going, if you don't do this, Labour getting all Tory. No, I think they're finished. I think it's going to be an absolute mental one the next election, Jamie. Like, what the fuck? It's going to be.
Oh, yeah. It will be. It will.
Because it's the left parties and the right. It's the brand new parties and all this shit. The Greens.
Do you think it should be made mandatory to vote? I do.
I don't know. We've debated that before, and it happens in Australia. It's compulsory. In Australia, it's compulsory, and if you don't, I looked at what the penalty is: $20 fine. So, is it? And people, and I think it just said most people just pay it every year or something. So like, it became that much of a laugh because rather than vote, they went just take the 20 quid and sod off as a protest.
Well, a lot of them will probably live in places where to go into the nearest voting place cost them 20 quid in fuel. So like, fuck it.
Yeah, I was reading an article and it said it became that much of a protest vote that the government or states rely on it every year.
Free money every year, a little secret tax.
It's like, oh well, we got all them $20. This we got an election.
Yeah, we're making a good $500 million.
And probably no. I think you should. I mean, I don't agree that you should be able to drag your family members, right? Same point there, but I don't. But I think you can influence someone in just conversation over a coffee, just the same. It's not that deep.
I actually think that you should be penalised rather than actually given fines. I think if you don't vote, then you would lose certain things that other people that do actually.
Yeah, but the ones that don't vote, if you use your brain, you can.
King John would love that. Sorry, DP.
If you could go and attack it and gain any of the dormant vote, there is a vote there if you can manage to get them to come out and believe in it.
It's about the person. You'll get the right people who'll connect.
Yeah,
people
you'll get the dormant
and vote.
Yeah.
Look how many people turn for funerals and stuff. It's I don't know where that came from, but I was thinking of the right connects. But I was thinking.
But when it's needed, people will turn up. That's what you're saying. If the right,
it's say that those connect.
And what I'm saying is,
the most people, where you're going to go down middle, play it smart.
Mossad just said Nick Tanconi has applied for a job as a sales manager in Reading. What are you talking about? You having a laugh?
As a sales manager, I don't get it. It'll be a joke, but I don't get it.
Maybe he has.
I think people vote more if the politicians did actually more for the people and not for themselves.
Said they were going to do Big G, or Labour's did it for me this time. Do this, we're going to do that, right? They got into politics and did none of it and did everything that said they wasn't going to do it. Backtrack, flip.
Yeah, but you're a dickhead for not seeing that coming with them cunts anyway.
Well, all right then, but wait until you get that realization too, because it took me 20 years of following this shit. So we followed politics for a long, long time.
At the minute, Rupert's got my vote on entertainment.
Rupert's gonna shock you, somewhat silly.
Have you not seen that thing the other day? The post he put out on Facebook where they were like, "Oh yeah." So I've just
what did he say? I don't give a shit to someone.
No, they go, the publications have said that in 5 years I'm going to deport 1 million foreigners. It's abundantly clear, right? That is incorrect. We will be deported way more than that.
I bet he will ask him, but did someone point out maximum you can get on a plane's 300?
Well, yeah, no one said it's going to be easy. Jesus, I don't know why they tried to do
that.
Well,
he shouldn't be saying it then if he doesn't know he's going to do it. He's going to probably millions of people.
You can have planes on the runway ready.
Well, no, he said millions of people. Like anyone other parties haven't thought about deporting millions of people to appease or to try.
But there's ways to sour the milk, you see, and a lot of people will leave on their own accord. It's you can do many things. It's
so is he going to give them some cash, financial incentives?
No, why should you give them cash? They don't intend doing that at all.
Right. Well, I read it costs about well, it might have been like 27 grand to actually finally get someone deported from start to finish.
Yeah.
Per person. So
Yeah, well, I'm
he's
sure that
going to be
with a
doing
little
what did he
bit
say?
of,
Millions and millions times
I'm
that
Go
sure-
dig for the North Sea oil. That'll pay for it. Come
I'm
on.
not doing
sure a
that
lot
one,
of
is
that
he?
was to pay civil servants, but if he sorts out the bureaucracy, it won't cost that much.
Yeah,
And if
the
he does what he
Quangos and all
says he
this
wants to
shit's
do,
fucked, mate.
which is hold these people in holding centres, which are ex-RAF sites, many
Yeah,
with
when
their
you're ready
own
to leave, you can leave.
runways. Many with their own runways. There'd be no way that you're going to have left-leaning idiots laying on the tarmac or stopping a rapist from being taken out of this country like we had done before, who went on to rape.
Yeah, but I just want to be thinking practically, and then this is what happens in these other parties when they get round the table and discuss this. They go, well, look, we can get 300 on a plane. How many planes do we have access to? What about if we put it to private companies? Well, they probably won't going to get involved, will they? Because they could lose.
Well, they've worked out the
Well,
Congress did say when Europe's ready for deportations on mass levels, we're here. Give us a call.
Who said that?
America. They'll send
Oh,
loads of military
right.
planes
So we
over.
could even went with the whole fleet of American planes. Right, we could get the whole access to how many
And
planes,
our own, yeah.
times that by 300, and work out how many days it'd take to remove the amount of people.
Get rid of 30,000 a day, 300,000
And
in 10 days.
assuming when they turn up to get one of them, they don't kick off and cause the riot on street. Hang on, let me finish. That's assuming everyone just turns up at 9 o'clock in the morning and just gets on plane.
No.
No.
They've actually done exact figures and worked it out, and he did break it down. 1.8 million, the first lot, in 3.5 years. So they've got the figures, Jamie. They've worked it all out. What Rupert's got is a very, very intricate, complex plan of a way to sort out this immigration, and I believe that he can do it. You know,
It's going to be great TV along the way, though.
Yeah.
That's one thing I know.
Yeah.
The world's going fucking bonkers. The whole world's a stage.
I don't know how I'm sounding like a dictator. I'm just giving you facts.
But you know what, Robert?
That's
That's how it ends up, though, right? And this is how it will go. There'll be a great big amnesty because just the cost of processing the applications alone will become so great that they'll just get a new government and they'll pick up the stack and they'll just wang it in bin, metaphorically.
Yeah. But if they go get the North oil, man.
They literally will. And then even if they
bet
pass
they
any
will.
new legislation, it'll be starting in 4 year, from new arrivals only. Just how it goes.
Yeah, but I think if you have a strong majority, you have actually got quite a lot of ability. It's work to do these things, but you can do a lot. And you just need some people with some wanting and willing balls, I think.
Well,
You can do anything.
I refuse to give up hope. That's all I'm going to
Yeah,
say.
you can do whatever you want. All you have to have is political will.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
BBA, good evening. Yes, Bear.
You know, I mean, you're right. It's only our opinions and what we think, but I refuse to give up hope. I honestly believe that to see a government implement the stuff that they have to change our country and our culture and
No, they're all cowards and fucking traitors.
as they have done it.
And that's where this started, though, this debate, and I thought that
turn it
were
around.
unfair
It'd
and
be
not
just as
right
quick.
because it's like, if you don't vote this, you're a fucking traitor and coward.
No, I mean about the posh politicians that fucked everything up over
But
the
you
years.
see, but this is where I'm trying to say, hang on a minute, we can't do that. That's not right. We can't say you fucking should vote fucking Restore. You're fucking English. You fucking no. Hang on a minute. Let's have a bit more. What if the people saying that might be wrong and there's stuff that you might need to
Okay,
learn?
what is it you're afraid of, Jamie? Would that
Fuck all me. I'm a fucking absolute unit. Nothing.
Okay, so, all right, then what do you think other people that don't want a right-wing party, what do you think they're afraid of?
I'm talking about being real. How do you win an election? How did Tony Blair become historical? How did Tony Blair historically win for the first time ever a Labour Party 3 elections in a row? How did he do that?
Well, I think because there was a general wind down of our country by the Conservatives deliberately to allow him to
it
come
was his
in.
approach. He
I think they're a
actually told what to
uni-party,
do.
and I think that Fabians, they had Fabians on both sides of the house. I think that they all knew what they were doing, and it was all down to their ideology and what they foresee for the future. So they've managed. The fact is that we were deceived in the past because they had to bring it in slowly so you wouldn't notice until it was too late.
No, I'm talking about how we won them
But to
elections.
reverse it, it doesn't matter if people see it because they haven't got to hide it because everybody knows that's what they want. And I honestly think more people are going to wake up in 3 years, and because of the horrors of what's happening, and because it's going to get closer and closer to home with people. I mean, you look at it this way, Jamie. In the beginning of all this immigration, they were going to hotels in London and London boroughs and cities and everything else. Now that it's going out to places like Epping and Crowborough and, you know, going out a bit further afield, and they're having to put up with the numbers, the sheer numbers that are coming in and the consequences of some of these people. Now you're seeing people erupting all over the place. And the posh people that were standing back going, oh, no, you're racist for feeling like that. And now the ones out there with the placards.
Well, I've never
saying,
heard anyone say that
know,
on these panels or anyone that comes around these ways. I've never heard anyone say that. And I've never heard any, it's not just people that vote Restore that would support those protests neither. It's got nothing to do with Restore supporting that protest. Sod all.
That's what I'm telling you. It's not just people that are Restore that are doing it. That's what I'm saying to you.
Yeah, that's it. But it's
people,
not just...
it's people that would have thought that other people were racist when they were saying that they wanted to get the immigrants out. Now people are waking up. It's people on the left. It's people that are middle class.
That's what I mean. It's like every that is an all-party issue. Well, it should be. It should be. And
so to answer your question, Jamie, in my opinion, Tony Blair, the reason why he won, he managed to get donors on either side of the political spectrum.
Yeah, well, that was his strategy. That was his strategy to appeal to everyone and all. Yes.
He curbed the unions. Because that's Labour's problem at the moment. That's Starmer's problem, is the unions have taken over the Labour Party. They've got so much power in the Labour Party. What Tony Blair did was appease them, and they didn't have as much power as what they thought they had. Yeah. But on the right side of capitalists and whatnot, he's still got a lot of donors from the capitalists. So I suppose you could say Tony Blair was a centralist, really. But
that's what he decided to do to secure, because they know that it crosses the whole of the country, and that's where to approach the political spectrum. Because not everyone, if you're so far opinionated, it can be quite damaging. If you end up with nothing. You end up with nothing.
What has changed to now is that politically, again, only in my opinion, politics has gone too left. Common sense no longer prevails, does it? And the left push this lack of common sense, like the old DEI stuff. I find it nonsense, absolute nonsense. Waste of money, net zero, nonsense. For the sake of 1% global emissions. If we got to net zero tomorrow, right? Our 1% will be just taken over by China or India within a week. It makes no sense. So why are we spending billions?
I always used to, when I'm debating this, that's one of the things I say. I go, what does little us matter? When I go, we're just like 0.000 to what China's up to with their coal mines and everything.
It's a virtue signal, isn't it? It's a virtue signal. It's to basically say that we're good.
And it's funny, a lot of politicians
but the reason net zero doesn't mean what it means is, I've already forgotten that you're not producing more than you're using. So it's so you're not contributing and you're not, you know what I mean? It's an equilibrium. I think that's the aim. So it's not that we're just going to reduce. We're just going to get it to a point of.
But this is similar to what China does. That can be fudged, right? They all buy each other. They all got quotas, and they all just buy off each other's countries.
Wow, LTG. Sorry, I missed I've missed your donation there, haven't I? Where is it?
But yeah, politically, I think the system has now gone too left, and it does either need to be brought to the right more, back into the centre, or to the right, because the lefty ideology is just complete and utter nonsense.
I think that's where DeWitt was making his point, and I think I got what he meant when he was saying, but if we had the right people to vote for, then that might be happening.
Well, we've got Rupert now.
I think we
and
need
as
to
long
go
as he
right
gets a
against
strong
balance
team of people to stand, and not idiots like I don't know, some of these knobheads that are on X. No, not them, but proper people. You know, I actually think
this conversation will be better in a year's time.
Yeah, it would be. It would be able to do it.
12 months from now, then it's a much better conversation, as it was.
I believe there'll be massive changes within that group, right? Within a year's time. I'm going to say I think it's more about personal conflict and deals, handshakes, and everything that's gone to shit, and the posturing. And
in what way? Can you elaborate?
Yeah, if you well, I'm just thinking out loud, really, but I think that by doing this, it could force people's hands, couldn't it? So he throws him out, so he goes off and does his own party.
You know, your Jeremy Corbyns, your Sultanas, Zach
Who are you talking about?
Polanski,
yeah. Rupert the farmer.
Right, so Rupert got chucked out of Reform, you mean?
Yeah.
He reckons the only reason that he's doing this is because he did the grooming gang inquiry, and he got so enraged at the stuff that was revealed and the amount of corruption that he's seen that he says his conscience wouldn't let him not make a party.
Yeah, I should have watched the Great Yarmouth speech where he's saying, if I get in power, man, I'm coming for loads of people. If I can put them in jail, I'm putting them in jail. Bluntly said it as well.
Before that, he didn't even want to do it.
Said, I'm coming for you.
But this is the other thing that I'll change with politicians. What I don't think's allowed: donations from big people, either unions or big affluent people.
Gambling corporations, for example.
Yeah. I don't think they should be allowed to do any of that. You should have a set fee from the, albeit taxpayers' money. Give them, like, I don't know, each party £1 million each. Spend it how you want.
Rupert the farmer giving $5,000? No, other way around, wasn't it? Taking $5,000.
Because lobbying is it's illegal here, isn't it? But they still do it through donations.
Yeah.
So Ben Habib, that story is quite simple. So Rupert Lowe, when he was going to
$5,000 one.
Yeah, when he was going to do the grooming gang inquiry,
it was a crowdfunder to pay for it.
Yeah, he done a crowdfunder. He put some of his own money in, and Ben Habib gave him £5,000.
Yeah.
And then when he was doing, but then way back in October, Ben Habib started demanding to know this, that, and the other, saying, I gave you £5,000, you need to do this, you need to do that, whatever. And he said, well, you can always have your money back. And Rupert Lowe said, yeah, actually, I'd like to take you up on that offer and take his money back.
He called his bluff. But that doesn't support the inquiry, actually, if he's called his bluff. So it supports my personal argument. They've got beef.
Yeah, that Ben Habib was just still in it for power. Yeah, I agree.
They've all got beef. I were a bit judgmental to Rupert earlier, Jukes.
Why?
I were a bit judgmental on his name. I asked if anyone went to school with anyone called Rupert.
He's a 70-year-old man almost, Jamie. Rupert's an English.
I know.
Where that came from, to be honest. You know what I mean? There'll be loads of people with granddad called Rupert.
I was just trying to bait you up. With Rupert.
I don't know. I like unusual names. My name.
Did you go to school?
It's more popular now. But when I went to school, there wasn't anybody.
They're all Mohammed.
There wasn't anybody.
No, well, there is a lot. There is a lot of it. But did you go to school with anyone called Rupert, DP?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, there was.
Yeah,
no, there was not.
Yeah, there was. There was. Fucking hell. Rupert's an English name.
What at a private school?
I knew a Rupert. I knew a Sebastian as well. Sebastian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a Rupert.
Everyone's had Ruperts in their classes. There were fucking 3 in Dukes, 2
No,
in
not in my class, but in my year. Yeah, there was a Rupert, yeah.
I bet there were.
I'm serious, there was. I went to school. I went to school in Blackheath, well, Kidbrooke, on the borders of Blackheath.
But
Yeah,
not
we'll go get the North Sea oil as well, man. There's money up there, man.
Isn't Nigel any better? No. But there was a Nigel, actually.
There's Nigels, loads of Nigels. My mate's
Yeah, there were loads of Nigels. Yeah, Nigel's better.
I tell you who else went to my primary school, Dan Hodgson.
Oh, LMY, yeah.
He was in
Dan
my
Bottom.
sister's. No, Dan Hodgson. Do you know Glenda Jackson's son, Dan Hodgson? He's
No.
the one who's blind in one eye, that Labour bloke. He was in my sister's class. Went same school as my sister's, in my sister. Yeah. Well, same school as me as well, but it was in her class.
My school wasn't posh, but I even knew a Tarquin. A fucking Tarquin.
And me. And I knew a girl called Orion.
I know a boy
And I
called
knew. Let me see what other unusual names there were.
187th in the babies' boys' names.
Yeah, but what are the baby's boys' names currently at now? You know, let's rewind that fucking 30, 40, 50 years. And
Well, I mean, there's going to be a massive incline in the name Rupert this year because he's going to inspire millions and millions of people.
Do you know what?
Exactly, Rupert.
What a great idea, actually, that is. Anyone who's having any babies, you know, you want to support Restore, name your son Rupert.
That's like a new campaign for Rupert, like name your baby Rupert.
Yeah.
And did you know Rupert is a slang term for a shit officer in the army? They go, what an absolute
fucking Rupert.
You absolute Rupert.
I'm not posh at all, GC, and I wouldn't want to try and be posh like LTG or try and buy my way into people's favour.
Jamie's posh.
Rupert is back.
Fucking Dewsbury. He's from Dewsbury, bro. Dewsbury's not posh, man. Well,
no, Dewsbury's not posh.
The ghetto.
I'm sure LTG's real name's Rupert when she takes the voice changer off.
Whoa.
The proper Rupert. I can't get over that one. Proper Rupert.
Yeah, the proper Rupert.
And there were absolute dinghy officers as well because they went, you know, just because they went to these private schools didn't mean they had out about them. And they got automatic jobs at one time. You know, they were just moving into these positions and getting pips on. Unbelievable.
I had a lot of Jeremys in my class as well. And Bradleys. I don't like the name Bradley.
Oh, you were posh, you were.
Rupert's all went to Sandringham, didn't they, Jamie? Officers class.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
At one time, you had to be from certain families to get in there. It's not the same now. You just need to have done well in science. The critical point to admission there now is a C in science.
Yeah,
that's
the hierarchical
point. You get the maths, English, but they need the full whack.
So, have you ever listened to Rupert? Do you think you see him as posh then? Do you?
No, I don't see him as posh. No, I would just go in for laughs me with name Rupert. I said Rupert don't know about us. He's on his farm. He's from the different class. He's not about, and he's appealing to people. And I don't see how he can know. How
because he's posh, though, he can't look at the working class.
He said he don't see him as posh because I think I see him as posh speaking, but I see him as down to earth.
I don't see him as either or like that. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, look, I just don't see him appealing to the masses that he needs to, and I don't get where all this excitement or overrate or I just don't know. I just don't see it, and I think they don't see it neither. So,
okay. So for me, like I said, it's down to integrity and trust. I think it's the first politician that I can look back in the last year. If you go to the Parliamentarian channel, you will see loads and loads of clips of Rupert throughout the year on the committees that he's on. And it was interesting to note that Nigel Farage only did 22 questions in Parliament in the same time span that Rupert Lowe did petitions and 2,200 questions that he pulled people up on and put to the House. So So he's exceptional. He's exceptional at working in the Houses of Parliament, considering he's an independent. He's used that to the boundaries of what he can push, being an independent, which I think is remarkable, considering all that hard work that he's doing. Yeah, all that hard work he's doing, the wages that he gets for it, he gives away to charity, and then on top of that,
that might mean something to me if he was short of a few quid. I don't think he does himself out of sod all. That's the point I'm saying. It's all right giving it away.
But why should it have to?
But then don't mention it because it's irrelevant. If it doesn't, if he could give away 10 million, I could give away 50 quid and only have 60.
No, he's been giving it away for a year and a half. It's only just come out that he's been doing.
No, but so if I give away, if I've got 60 quid in my pocket and I give 50 quid to someone on the street, I've done more than old Rupert and his fucking salary
more,
giveaway.
But you haven't done more.
Yeah, he's not saying anything. Is it what? Is it what's
done more? I've given away. I've given away more than 90% of my income.
You've encumbered yourself more, but that doesn't.
Yeah, that's because I've got. I saw their need.
What you're saying is you sacrifice more.
No, I put their need above my own.
No, it means you've sacrificed more, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you've done more.
Yeah, but we shouldn't give it much weight because he's obviously got worth a few quid, so I don't buy too much into it. Mossite says, I wonder if Rupert went to a private school. What do we think?
Okay, so the way that I look at it, Jamie, right? He might have more money, but he doesn't have to give his money away, and he still does.
No, but he can do that in private. There'll be lots of other people in Parliament, trust me, that give away much money to charities. They just don't tell everyone.
Okay.
No, I think
also, he said that he would do a grooming gang inquiry. So did Farage. Farage didn't do it. He did. He got a GoFundMe together, put his own money in. Everybody from the public helped him. And instead of walking away with that money, like a lot of people do, he actually used that money to do an inquiry. Once he finished the inquiry, he didn't just do an inquiry and show his conclusions. He's actually stated he's compiling a list of all the perpetrators, from social workers, police officers, school teachers, all the authorities involved in it, and the perpetrators. And hopefully, one by one, is going to try and push it in the House to get justice, if not do private prosecutions. I think that's remarkable.
I thought they also we just voted to have a national inquiry anyway.
I think what it does prove, though, Jamie, is that it's the principle of being a politician. He's doing it as a vocation. He's not getting paid by the state to do it. He's not claiming expenses or anything like that. That's all coming out of his own pocket. It's because he wants to do it.
Yes.
And, is
that the same for Donald then? Because Donald Trump does exactly the same.
Yeah. He's proved out that he's a successful businessman, so he does not need to be paid by the taxpayer.
Are we saying it's like, so the reason like Donald Trump has given away his salary is because it's not about the money, it's about the people. Well, it's actually that opens another debate. It's like, but what is it really about? Yeah.
So then you're just doing the game of, he's fucked if he does, fucked if he don't.
Yeah, exactly. That's just what I realised. You can't win. You can't either.
Yeah,
that's probably why it's like
isn't it better that he is giving that money to the charities that he asks the public on his socials to pick which charity? Because at least someone's getting out from it. It's a bonus, isn't it?
Mr. DeWitt suggesting it's possibly a tax break. DP. How much of a tax break does he get for giving it away?
Yeah, going to a charity every month, so chilling for them, isn't it? Someone's getting help from that charity money. I don't know.
In other news, charities. I best not say that. We're going to.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because how much does an MP get now? Isn't it something like 78 grand a year?
It's about 4.5 grand a month.
Yeah, about 90 grand or something.
And then that's just the wage. Never mind their expenses. All on top of that.
You get something per day and all that, and you get free snuff. You get sent in snuff box and subsidised scran.
Yeah.
I've been in there. I've had dinner there. You know, I got invited. Only 2 people from Citizens Advice got invited to a Christmas party, and I was one of them.
Where did you go?
The Palace of Westminster, to be exact.
Oh, nice. Did you enjoy it?
Oh, it was brilliant, yeah. Ed Balls turned up, give a speech.
Oh my God.
They came round with all these canopy things, all this food on. I'm like, what's that? And we're all fancy stuff. And it was hummus. I'd never had this hummus stuff before. It's going back a while, but it was beautiful. It was.
You never had hummus before at that point.
It what?
It's
But you
from
never had
Dewsbury,
hummus
like you just said. What you going on about? Of course, he hasn't had hummus before.
I'd
But
never
you
had
know.
hummus before. I didn't have a clue what it
do you
was. It was
mean,
just
of
like this
course
yellow
he
stuff
hasn't?
in a
They're
tub with
the-
sticks.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know, you walk in M&S when you're in common. That's the only place you see hummus. Like, whoa.
You never
Yeah.
did bread in oil, Jamie, and all that. You know.
Oh yeah, yeah, that rings a bell. Actually, it was a bit more than that. Yeah, that does ring
Yeah,
a bell.
fucking vegetable oil out the kitchen. Yeah, look.
extra
And I've always
virgin
been
oil.
put the invitations like all gold as well, you know. And I've never found it. And I remember giving it to my grandma. I think or my mum's. Don't know where it is. But either I've lost it or they can't find it. Oh well.
Oh, you could have probably sold that at auction, not for much.
No, I
but-
wouldn't have done. But I'd be good. I just wished I still had that.
No, I'm
Jamie-
serious. You probably could have auctioned it up in a few years.
Jamie did boil an extra virgin. He dipped it in full fat, dripping.
Especially if the establishment all goes down all over the place, they'll want all these old kind of things.
It wasn't supposed. Dewitt saying was Balls junior minister for Brown, and I think yes, but it wasn't supposed to be Balls doing the speech. He was standing in for someone else. I can't remember what it was supposed to be, but it were what's he called? The guy who I chased after, Mr.
Oh yeah, Galloway.
No. Oh shit! And then News now will know if he's still here. Well, I chase after him, and I'm going scooter, and I'm going.
You said,
and I
yeah,
fucking-
Galloway.
No, it wasn't Galloway. It were. Oh my god! Got a guy with glasses on, gormless guy. He don't even. He just keeps looking at me and turning away. He don't say out. Mr. Gove. Mr.
Oh
Gove.
yeah, Michael Gove.
Fucking
Oh,
Michael Gove. I
jeez.
think it was supposed to be him talking, and he ended up. And from a totally different party, he stood in for him.
He was weird, Michael Gove, man. He looked like a proper noncy chops, didn't he, to be
I
fair,
wouldn't
Michael
go that- I
Gove.
won't say that on a public platform, but I would have to be fair, but I'd say, and they all say he's one of the most intelligent men you could ever meet. You know, that's what they say about him.
If you had a choice of politician to meet Jamie and have your dinner with, who would it have been?
Tony Blair.
Oh my god!
Fucking hell,
You
biggest crim going.
absolute fucking traitor!
Don't you think it's funny how Tony Brown has got older and slowly?
Oh, well, I would love to have an evening with Tony Blair. Yes, please.
You know, him or Gordon Brown. He's another cunt that sold us downriver.
No.
Sold all our fucking gold reserves, didn't he, for absolute?
John Prescott, he was a bit of a barrel of laughs, wasn't he?
Oh, he was for Mull. Yeah, I would have
Oh,
had.
he was
Tony
another
Blair
bad
over Boris
person.
all day. So.
John Prescott was funny, wasn't he?
Same question to you, Juke. So who you booking him with?
Oh, I don't really like any of them.
The only one that I liked was, I can't remember his first name, Ben. Was it Tony Ben?
Tony Benn, yeah, from Leeds.
Yeah, old bloke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His son's in Parliament now, isn't he? They're both. I think we're on about.
Yeah,
that.
I'm
McKinnock's.
still trying to think. I'm sitting here, but trying to work my way through all the people that have ever been in power.
Yeah,
Neil Kinnock's son's also in government, isn't he?
Rees Mogg's a good shout again. Rees Mogg, I mean, he's not in politics anymore. He lost, but he's smashing it on YouTube. I think he'll be back in politics one day.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a right laugh. He is.
Yeah.
He's very. You should listen to him as well.
I think I'd meet David Blunkett so I could pinch the silver and he wouldn't know.
Oh no! He's got unbelievable senses. Dude. Unbelievable senses. Oh,
yeah, I would feed his dog a fucking Wellock
I
curry.
don't think his guide dog out though. It might grasp me up. Yeah.
Yeah, I would feed it a Wellock curry or something so it's shit through out of a needle.
right, I'm gonna make a fresh brew. 1 minute.
Okay, love.
And Widdicombe, actually, I wouldn't mind meeting her. I thought she
Bad
was
met
funny.
her.
Yeah, she used to have an house down the Old Kent Road as well. But I wouldn't mind having a good old conversation with her. I think she'd be interesting. she'd probably tell you a few things about.
Yeah, she was sound with Bear. She let him have an interview, and he was like, "Well," she just said, "Yeah, sound."
Yeah.
Pretty good interview, yeah.
I don't think there's an ounce of
Yeah,
snobbery or fakery about her, to be honest.
Yeah.
You might not agree with everything she says, but yeah.
Just to pick another one from other side of the aisle as well, probably something like a Ken Clark or something like that. But yeah, Tony Blair, you're mental, Jamie.
All right, yeah, Ken Clark.
Oh, Tony Blair, and you know, right? I can justify it. I think he was one of the first politicians to put funding and look out for people who was just doing the right thing, going to work, bringing up a family, especially those with young kids. And if you've grown up and seen your family struggle, and he was doing something about that specific issue. And not only did he try, he succeeded. You look at health rates from that time, look at early years, look at the Sure Start programs, look at the outcomes that were happening at that time compared to before that government came into power. And that's how he he got elected on hitting the centre ground, but he didn't win the second and third election by doing no. And without that war, which really, were obviously a critical point, he were doing the right thing, education, but he backed it up with funding, maternity grants, putting the money where it were needed. Yeah. So,
but he also put us into a lot of fucking national debt.
He maybe had have done, and at that time, would you have backed America after Two Towers went into? Would you have backed them and said, "Look, we're with you"?
I would have just gone, but end of the day, mate, he's committed war crimes, in my opinion. He should be strung up.
Yeah,
a lot of people say it. Yeah, I hear it a lot. I mean, I would never agree with that. I don't think it were anything. But
look at what he's caused. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he went off to be the Middle East convoy. Couldn't make it up.
I actually know someone that works at the Tony Blair Institute as well, and honestly, it rakes millions in that fucking place. Millions. How did he get away with
doing the right thing, right? In that area, and obviously
envoy, yeah.
In that area of
convoy,
of dealing with the countries and putting the money where it needs to go. As soon as the Conservative got in, they reversed most of those programs. And what we're heard saying, we're taking the money out of the inner city areas, putting it back to where it should go, into these wealthy, affluent areas, because the Labour had done policies where it wasn't spread out. It was concentrated into the areas that needed it the most. The Conservatives went, nah, that's not fair.
To be fair though, because he was actually a Durham MP, Tony Blair.
Richmond, wasn't it? Richmond.
You know that Kemi Badenoch is talking about scrapping the fees for people that have still got outstanding ones. He's been talking about that.
I do actually like Kemi. I do like Kemi.
He only likes her because he wants to smash her. That's the only reason why.
She's in a poison chalice with the Tories, you know. At the end of the fucking days, you know what I mean? But I do like her.
She's got I think you said you about 500 quid or something.
No, she's talking about scrapping it. People who's got outstanding fees, but I think she's only just talking about
scrapping fees for uni fee. Oh, I'll be down for that. Get mine gone. Who do I vote for? Greens.
No, Kemi's
Kemi is Conservative. She's only just talking about it. She's not actually implementing it.
She knows they're not getting no chance. That's for us.
Yeah, they've got no chance. Yeah, but she's in herself. I think she's all right.
I think she's absolutely brilliant. Sometimes I watch her. I think, has she got?
The other day with Starmer about the fucking Mandelson and that, just dropped it like it's
that's some brilliant moments. She has. She really has. I think she's done brilliant.
Your backbenchers are called the pedo party. I didn't say it. I'm just saying.
Yeah. To be fair, though, she's going against a weak opponent, right? Fucking Keir Starmer's fucking minge, isn't he?
Easy pickings for her, yeah.
Good night, William. Good night. Yes, the Kemi, she will. She's a vote winner, definitely. She's a good candidate.
I know, her and Rupert are actually really good friends. He stuck up for her loads, Rupert has.
I agree, Badmarsh. She's also a better grifter. Yeah.
Oh, what she said, Jupiter. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. I don't know what you're on about.
I'm talking to Badmarsh, the silly bastard.
Grifters.
The bloke that goes to speak.
If you want the grifters, we won't have no content, so it's all good, isn't it?
I'm going to drop because I've got work in the morning.
Good night, Big G, mate. Good night.
Arrivederci. Ciao, Bella. Ciao, Bella.
Wow.
Kemi, BMSL.
Right, you're outnumbered now. 2-1, Jamie.
Oh, I tapped out about 20 minutes ago.
When it comes to politics.
To be able to pinch Kemi.
But I don't trust DP. He'll jump on your side at any given moment.
Yeah, we're not that.
So what have you been up to? Why haven't you been doing streams, or have you been and I've missed them?
Oh, I covered it at the beginning, really. I was just watching on and thinking, I fucking had enough of this, and I was starting to get a bit snappy. So I thought it's best to just step back. It's not fair to be like that. So I just thought, right, I'll take a week off. I was getting I was just restored out. I was sick to death of hearing fucking restore shite.
Yeah, we did a few on Bears, but we were just being dickheads half the time on there. Quite fun.
And I didn't want to be mine, but I was just aware that I'd be snappy with some ups, and right, I won't tolerate nonsense. You know what I mean? And I stand by that. I didn't want to get worse.
I think it's all calmed down now anyway, isn't it? Hopefully.
Yeah. And I said, we could make it fun. Let's we can disagree and debate but I ain't falling out with no one over bullshit politics. No chance. Because
why? Who did you think you were going to fall out with?
No, it's just not. I was just not going to go down political debates. Get serious.
Okay.
It's got to be different. It's not what we don't want to do that to ourselves. It's all a bit negative. It'll affect us badly. It'll affect people around us. So I was thinking all this through. I thought, right. So,
you overthink.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing though to overthink. It's not a bad thing because some people do get affected by it. But
I don't want no one taking anything negative away from this in this chat. So if they leave, no, it's got to be. It can't be about that. I'm not fighting with no one over fucking, and that's why I said up at the farm. I thought, look, I'm just going to take lows. I think that's the best way.
I think everyone's entitled to vote for whoever they bloody well want.
Exactly, that's my point. And they don't vote for. They don't vote. Look, you look at that.
What I don't like is when they don't vote at all and then want to moan
about it. They voted. They put reform in the opposition spot, which is massive.
Yeah, but I don't like it when people don't vote, but they want to go on about the state of politics when they don't even vote. That annoys me. But again, that's their choice, I suppose.
I'm going to give DeWitt the final vote on this one. Whatever your politics are, can we all agree though that Keir Starmer is in fact a wanker?
Yeah, defo.
Yeah. Traitor as well.
Traitor and all, you treacherous bastards.
He snaked out the right, then he went and snaked out the left. He's a traitor to both sides, in fact.
He's a traitor to the country, full stop.
Oh, he's such a worm, isn't he?
He knows the danger he's putting us
in. You know when he's got pressure on him, he looks like such a squirmy cunt.
Have you seen how he does his? He's got he must have been because he's been having lessons from someone about his speeches, right, and his nerves or something. I read this. So he's just something with his hands. When he's talking now, he's constantly doing something with his fingers.
Yeah, he's had to be retrained to lie better.
There's something going on. Yeah, watch it.
They do. A lot of these politicians, they get taught how to do body language. They don't get caught out by body language people.
It really puts me off when I hear it. I'm like, what? You're not being authentic. You're not
being trained to lie,
It really puts me off.
Yeah.
PR'd out their nuts, all the real speech.
And the more you read
I'm off.
Tony Blair, though,
See you later, chat. See you later, Jamie. Big G, DP. See you later.
Good night, love. Good night.
No.
Good night.
Worst PM ever since Sunak.
Starmer or no Starmer, what will change? No one's going to take that party on at the minute anyway. We've got Starmer.
Poison chalice, isn't it? Like, why has the leadership not changed? They're probably in the background all going, oh yeah, I don't want it, bruh. You can keep it, innit?
There's no way. There's no one stepping up. No one's fighting for that, are there?
What's the point? It's just you do.
No one's going to fight for it. No.
Yeah. Great, I'll go in the history books as one of the shittest PMs ever, guaranteed, because I followed Starmer in the Labour Party. Yeah, no, I'm all right. I'd rather damage limitation now and not do that. Like career. Might have
already something different before he came in. I realise now. If you look at the selection he had of MPs he could choose, it just changed so much. DP, we're going to wrap up. Get to bed.
Time is it? Oh, I can go watch some Lotus Eaters.
Yeah, 1 a.m.
You know what I mean?
I might get a nice bit of rust farming.
Oh, a bit of Asmongold is always good. Based as fuck. Oh, it's great.
We're watching him earlier.
Oh, he's so good.
I
love it because he gets more numbers than everyone. Yeah. And he ain't doing all these fancy things. He just sits in his messy room.
I know. I could watch on and.
It just gives you so much faith. It gives you a little. For me, it gives a little bit of faith back in humanity. Do you know what I mean? That through any judgment a lot of people would perceive, his give a fuck attitude, not give a fuck attitude, can get you to great places. Look.
Yeah. Don't overthink things.
But big up your chest, chap.
Big up your chest for joining us,
If you're bored as well, though, and you need something to watch, there is a channel called DP Audits. There's plenty of content on there. Been busy the last few weeks.
DP Audits, yeah. Go get the linking thing. Get it for the people.
Yeah. Big up your chest, Jamie.
Thank you for joining. Great to have you on, mate. Thank you, DP. Guys, thank you so much. It's been great to be back. Been great to have you all in. Thank you so much for the support as well. Wow, we've got DP, me, Nomadic were in, and members as well. Ray, Bear Britain, News Now Yorkshire, William, GC, LTG. Thank you so much for the gifted as well, and William as well. Thank you so much for your members. And everyone that's watching, moderators, thank you so much as well for all you do, and I will catch you on the next one. Thank you, everyone.